Northwestern fans, every single one of them standing up on this side of the field. Both teams very excited to be here in this game. It just happens to be throughout the whole state of South Carolina with 4.5 million people in it. Turns out to be that these two teams from Little Rock Hill, South Carolina meeting up against each other. A city that's known for tons of talent and always had some great football played up in that area. Here on the way now, both teams on the sidelines. South Pointe raising their helmets up in the air. Sign of unity over there. This team's been together all season long. Again, beating Northwestern earlier in the year 28-7. You gotta believe that revenge is on the mind for the Trojans tonight.
Oh, no doubt about it. And nothing would be sweeter. The only thing that would make winning the state championship sweeter is to get revenge over your crosstown rival that had handed you your only defeat in the regular season.
No doubt about it at all. And South Pointe, they've got their players on the field now ready for the kickoff. And it looks like number 8, that's going to be Sean Ferguson, is going to be lining up to kick the ball deep now for Northwestern. And South Pointe will send one single guy back to receive, standing around the 5-10-yard line. And I believe that is going to be Michael Gaither.
The deep receivers are number 4, Pat Forrest, number 6, Mike Gaither.
And number 4, Pat Burris, is also going to be down there with Gaither. And here comes the opening kickoff. Kick from about the 40-yard line of South Carolina football. And it's going to be a nice deep kick, filled right around the 2-yard line. He's out to the 10, to the 15. He's going to be across the 20 to the 25, and right out to the 26-yard line. And that's where South Pointe's going to start this game, Justin.
Pretty good field position. Pretty good field position. Pretty good return. The kickoff team did a good job of staying in their lanes, keeping the ball carrier in front of them and to the inside. He was able to break a tackle, get out to about the 26-yard line, and that's where this high-powered South Pointe offense will start.
And that was a great kick by Sean Ferguson, the senior, able to pin him almost back into the end zone. As it's going to be a shotgun formation now for South Pointe. 2 receivers to your left, 1 to your right. And the quarterback's going to take the snap, hands the ball off, and he's going to get right about 1 or 2 yards. Looks like Raphael Ratliff, the junior for South Pointe. Only about a yard per game. Out to about the 27-yard line, going to be 2nd down and 9.
Yeah, he broke the line of scrimmage and ran into just a wall of Trojan defenders, only able to pick up a yard. But you know that play is going to set up play action later on in the game.
And South Pointe again looks like they're going to be going to the shotgun formation. You're going to have 2 receivers to your left this time, 2 to your right. They send a man in motion. He's going to line up a tight end. Sends the running back in motion. Option. Quarterback keeper. Going to go across the 30, down to the 30, about the 35-yard line. Going to be near the first down. I believe it's going to be about a yard short down there, Justin.
Yeah, I believe you're right. It's going to be 3rd and 1. Quarterback did a great job reading the defensive end there on that option play. As soon as the end closed down, he was able to hit his cutback lane. He was able to pick up about 7 or 8 yards back.
3rd down and 1 now. Big first down possibility for South Pointe now. You want to be able to start off the game with first down. You don't go 3 and out right here. It looks like they're going to be lining up now in the wishbone formation. Handoff goes to the back. He's going to get the first down yard. He's across the 40, down, muscles his way to the 45-yard line. First down, South Pointe, and it's going to be getting near midfield now. Justin, great run. Showed a little bit of wishbone formation. Go starting the game out in the shotgun, but short yardage go to the wishbone. Excellent play call down there.
That's right. It was a little tip of the hat to some of your more old school, high school football playing. He line up in the bone there. The line opened up a hole for the back, but everything else after that was all him. His legs were churning and picked up the yardage needed for the first down and more.
Again, shotgun formation down here for South Pointe. Stallions barking out his signals now. And the snap goes to the quarterback. Quarterback keeper, no, he's going to keep it to the running back, and running back's going to gain about 2, maybe 3 yards on that play. Ball's going to be about 47-yard line now. It's going to be 2nd down and 8 now for the Stallions.
Yeah, not too hard to tell. That's going to be their bread and butter play, is that quarterback read, where sometimes he'll give it to the back and sometimes he'll keep it himself and scoot around the corner and hit his cutback line.
And once again, South Pointe's going to be scrimmaging from the shotgun formation. We'll see a lot of this out of the Stallions tonight. Snap goes to the quarterback. Handoff to the running back. He's going to be right about the 48. He stopped right there. Big hit by Northwestern.
I think that was Ryan Moore, number 46 for Northwestern. That was a textbook tackle. Hit him low, ran his feet through, drove the ball carrier back. Excellent tackle by that young man.
Good job down by the Northwestern defense. Not giving much up the middle out of the shotgun formation for Northwestern. The biggest run was out of that wishbone. Once again, a big 3rd down and 7 now. Ball's at the 48-yard line. Shotgun formation for South Pointe. The Stallions looking to pick up a big 3rd down conversion. Quarterback drops back. He rolls back to the right side of the field. He throws one. Got a man open, and it is dropped right around the 37-yard line. Would have been easy 1st down yardage, but he drops it right there. Got maybe the cold weather tonight, hurting his hands, like you said earlier in the broadcast. Always hard to catch a football, and maybe that's what we saw there, Justin, is the Stallions going to be forced to punt.
Especially the first time. I'm sure he'll know next time the ball comes his way, he's got to get his hands around it. That's going to bring up a change of possession as the punt team comes on for South Pointe.
He received is Jared Bailey.
And the Stallions now going to be forced to punt. Punter's going to be lining up right around the 35-yard line. South Pointe sends 2 men back to receive the punt.
Cordell Patterson, number 84, is 1.
Low snap, got a rusher in there, and he's going to have to scramble out and punt it, and a nice deep kick. Ball's going to bounce at the 5 and be down at the 1-yard line. An outstanding job. It was a low snap, and the punter does an excellent job of getting off a 50-yard punt, pinning them right at the 1-yard line. You won't see that out of a high school punter any better than that.
No, it's a great job by the young man to do this in a college stadium. That was just incredible ability, make the best out of a bad situation. He's putting their defense in the best possible situation that Northwestern is forced to take over in the shadow of its own goalpost at its own half-yard line, let's say.
And in a quarterback now is going to be number 17, Justin Worley. Worley's going to line up in the shotgun formation back in his own end zone. Bargain looking for signals from the sidelines to his coach. Jimmy Wallace is giving the signals out there as Worley's going to be in the shotgun formation again. And he's got his players set now. Worley takes a snap, drops back, throws one, slant pattern over the middle of the field. A 5-yard gain there. Gets him right out of the back of their own end zone. Gain of about 6, and it's going to be 2nd down and 4 now for Northwestern.
That's right. It was a risk to run out of the shotgun in your own end zone, but throws a safe slant pattern, a little inside slant, able to get him out of the hole there, so to speak. To be a 2nd and 2, from about the 7 or 8 yard line.
Worley again back in the shotgun. That's Jared Neely is the running back with him, the senior. Sends a man in motion. Handoff goes to the receiver on the end around. He's going to pick up about 5 yards. They're going to get 1st down yardage across the 10 to the 12. And Northwestern gets a big 1st down there. You don't want to ever punt the ball in the back of your own end zone. Very important they get that 1st down there after the outstanding punt by South Pointe. It's 1st down yardage for the Trojans as they'll be scrimmaging now at the 13-yard line.
The defense did a great job of stringing that play out, so it didn't go for more yardage, but it did get just enough to keep the chains moving, and that's all you can ask out of an offense.
That was 84, Cordell Patterson on the run. Worley again looking towards the sidelines for his signals. And it looked like he's using the wristband there for the plays as he sends his running back Neely to the left-hand side of him. Play action pass. Worley drops out to pass in. He is sacked. Down there. Had the blitz going right up the middle.
It's number 90, Jadavon Clowney.
And Clowney, only a sophomore, making a big stop down there. Sacks Worley for a loss of 7 yards. And that's going to set up now a 2nd down and about 20 now for the Trojans.
He did a great job of using what's called a rip maneuver. He was able to get his outside shoulder under the inside shoulder of the blocking lineman, able to get in the quarterback's face and make a big play.
5 receiver set. Worley drops back in his own end zone. He's under pressure. He scrambles out, has a man on the sidelines. Incomplete.
And a flag.
Pass is incomplete out of
I believe we have a flag on that. Yep, there it is.
Sure do have a flag, and that could be the area of pass interference, Justin, as the defensive back was right on top of his back, and that's what the Northwestern fans are saying and the coaches.
And that indeed is the call, Matt. And it looks like the Trojans again will get a new fresh set of downs. I believe that's an automatic 1st down.
And sure it is, and he was right over his back right at about the 20-yard line. South Pointe had a good rushing on the quarterback.
Pass interference on the defense. Automatic 1st down.
And that's going to be an automatic 1st down. So Northwestern now is scrimmaging at the 20-yard line. 1st down and 10, and South Pointe had him backed up after the big sack. Northwestern able to get out of it right there. Good job by Worley avoiding the pressure. And once again, they're going to have a 1st down for Northwestern.
That's right. Northwestern needs to do anything it can to pick and keep their defense off the field.
Worley back in the shotgun formation once again. 2 receivers just left. Sends a man in motion. Worley takes a snap, and I believe we're going to have motion here on the offense. Looks like a couple of linemen got an early start there, Justin.
That's right. It looked like they jumped off a little bit there. I'm sure some of their motion, excitement, getting a little bit A little bit the best of them there.
And in a game this big, you're going to have that type of thing happen. These kids are excited. They want to get off that ball and block as fast, as hard as they can. Go ahead and push those defensive linemen back. Just a little bit of excitement there. It's going to back the Trojans back up now. First down and 15 now for Worley in this offense.
Yeah, you want to go ahead and get those little mental errors, those jitters out of the way early. You can't have that kind of mental breakdown in the state title game later on in clutch time.
Once again, Neely's going to be the running back here with Worley. 2 receivers to the right, 2 to the left. Worley, quick screen pass out. And it's going to be caught and about across to the 20, about the 21-yard line. Number 11, Labris Adams is the receiver on that play. Just a quick little screen pass and gets good little yardage. Picks up most of that yardage. Actually, they pick up 6 yards there, so it gets that yardage plus 1 that they lost on that penalty.
Yeah, a quick screen like that is a good call against a fast, aggressive defense like South Point has. It's better than running off tackle and getting 3 yards. It's a good call by the coordinator against a speedy defense.
Second down to 9, 7 minutes, 7 seconds left here in the opening quarter. Worley going to receive a shotgun snap, drops back, has his man over there to the sideline, so about the 20 to the 30, and he's going to be near first down yardage depending on the spot. And where it looks like the spot the referee got it, I think he might be about a half a yard short.
That's what it looks like to me, Matt.
As he needed to get across the 30 to about the 31, and it's the referee spotting it right around the 29-yard line. So it's going to set up a big 3rd down and 1 now for the Trojans. It'll be interesting to see if we saw South Point earlier in the game on 3rd and short line up in the wishbone formation, but Northwestern is going to keep in the shotgun on this play. Once again, 3rd down and 1. Worley is your quarterback. Neely is your running back on this play. Sends his man in motion. Handoff's going to go to Neely. Neely across the 30. He's going to get the first down over to about the 33-yard line. Gain of about 3 on the play. First down, Trojans.
Yeah, it was a bread and butter counter trade play. We just ran out of a spread formation, but it was a basic running play. Everybody goes back to basics to do what they need to get done in those short yardage situations.
So it's going to be first down and 10 for the Trojans now. Ball's going to be at the 33-yard line. As Worley again looking over to the sidelines for a signal. That's number 84 out there with him. Condrell Patterson, as he sends Patterson in motion to the right-hand side of the field. Worley drops back to pass.
7-step drop.
One deep, and he's got his man, and it's going to be intercepted. He was looking for Patterson, and he sent in motion on that play. And that pass, did you really run that?
Yeah, Stephen Gilmore, number 5, was able to pick that pass off, just maintaining possession before he went out of bounds. Just at had his own 44-yard line, and that's where South Point will take over again.
And Worley, he had sent Patterson in motion. Patterson not able to get up there with the talent of Stephen Gilmore. Gilmore able to intercept the pass and set up a first down to 10, a big turnover. Let's see if the Stallions can convert on this.
Now Gilmore gets to come out as quarterback and lead the offense down the field.
And indeed he does, as Gilmore sends his man in motion. Ball's at the 44-yard line. Gilmore on the option. Gilmore's going to keep it, and he's not going to get anywhere. Northwestern stops him up. Lost him about 3 yards there on the option play. He sent his man in motion, and he was going to do an option there, but he had nowhere to go. The Northwestern defense did that one out perfect.
Yeah, you can tell their coordinator's really been on film study. Obviously, they know their crosstown rivals well. They've really been in South Point's face on almost every play. They know what's going on. Well-coached team.
A game like this, you've got to know every bit of film study possible. And it's going to be now 2nd down and 14 for South Point. Send another man in motion. Gilmore going to fake the handoff, play action pass. He's going deep downfield, and it's going to be intercepted again. No, he dropped it.
Yep.
He had the interception there, but he broke up the pass, and it's going to set up now 3rd down and about 14 yards. Good job out of the defender knowing that he was going deep on that, and incomplete pass for Gilmore. And so far, the defenses on this cold and chilly night in Clemson, South Carolina have been the ones that have really stood up tonight. And a lot of times in cold and chilly games, you will see that.
That's right. His defenses have been very impressive, both of them. Very speedy, very powerful. Getting after the ball is very aggressive.
And Gilmore again, your quarterback in spread formation. 2 receivers to your left, 2 to your right. Gilmore calling his plays out. Drops back to pass. He's got pressure on him. He's going to scramble out, and he's not going to get anywhere. Sack down there. That's going to be number 80 for Northwestern. As he comes in on the blitz, that's going to be Brandon Lewis on the blitz. Lewis, a sophomore, able to tackle Gilmore for a loss, and it's going to set up another punting situation for South Point. The first punt of the game, we saw an outstanding punt after a low snap, and just an outstanding job with the punter to be able to get the ball off. As again, Northwestern will be receiving 2 guys back to receive the punt.
Interesting, the line gave Gilmore, the 3 seconds required to get down the field. They brought a stunt off the corner, though. Another low snap.
A low snap, and it's nearly blocked. The punter, again, does a good job of getting it off, though. It's going to bounce around the 46, and it's going to be down at the 43-yard line. So, again, a low snap. Punter had some problems. Again, I can't stress enough that possibly cold weather might have something to do with that ball getting back to him like that. But he does a good job, once again, of avoiding the block punt. And it's going to be now first down and 10 for Northwestern as they're going to scrimmage at the 43-yard line.
That's twice that young man was able to make the best out of a bad situation. This time it wasn't a long punt, but it was a lot better than having it blocked.
As once again, we're going to see Worley is going to be your quarterback on this play, and he's going to go 5 wide, 2 receivers to the right, 3 to the left. He sends his man in motion. That's his running back, Jared Neely. Worley drops back to pass. Pump fake. Throws one over, and he missed the slant pattern down there. Number 84, once again, Patterson, the receiver, incomplete pass.
Yeah, the quarterback needs to shake off that last interception. His defense backed him up there, not down on the scoreboard. He needs to just settle down, get into a rhythm, throw some safe passes, not get overly excited. Just don't hang on to that interception.
I'll tell you, if you like air attacks, you're seeing it tonight. Both teams throwing the ball all over the field. Good, exciting offenses out here tonight for us. Worley, once again, with his running back, Jared Neely, behind him. Shotgun formation. This time trips to the left, but he sends his man in motion. That's number 11, Labors Adams. Worley takes a snap. 5-step drop. Throws one day. He's got Neely down there. He avoids a tackler. Good move, and he gets out to about the 50-yard line. Set up a third down and 4 now. Great job down there by Jared Neely to avoid the defensive back.
That's right. Good job by Worley to check down. The coverage was there for his downfield receivers and check down to his outlet receiver, who was able to take a 2-yard pass and turn it into an 8-yard gain with just his athleticism.
Third down and 4 now as we're right at the Tiger Paw at the 50-yard line. Worley can have 2 backs with him this time. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Sends once again Patterson in motion. Worley drops back, quick screen pass, and Patterson takes it, and he's going to get across for first down yardage, across the 45 to the 44-yard line, and there's a flag thrown in the field, and that's right at the sidelines. Probably going to have an unsportsmanlike penalty. I'm not sure exactly what happened.
That's what it looked like, a little extracurricular activity after the play between these 2 crosstown rivals. Maybe it'll be offsetting and won't affect anything. We'll have to get the call from the official.
Could have possibly been a sideline warning too, let's see. It's going to be personal foul on South Point.
So that'll be 15 yards tacked on to what was already first down yardage. This will set Northwestern up with excellent field position. They really need to make the most of this opportunity to get some points on the scoreboard.
And that's going to put the ball all the way inside of the 30-yard line, down to the 28-yard line now. So first down and 10. They had already picked up the first down. Patterson did a good job there on that screen pass, able to get the first down yardage, but South Point there making a little bit of mistake there on the defense, and you'll see that a lot of times in these state championship games. Kids, lots of emotion out there on the field. Worley again, shotgun formation, 2 receivers to your right, 2 to your left. Neely is the setback. Worley takes a snap, handoff's going to go to Neely, and Neely is stopped for a loss of about 4 yards there as the South Point defense had that sniffed all out.
Oh yeah, they brought a man off the corner, inside penetration. There's nowhere for the running back to go.
And it's going to be second down and about 15 now for Northwestern. Worley in this offense, once again, probably going to be forced to go to the air here. So there's going to be 2 receivers to your right, 2 to your left. Patterson getting the signals over here by Worley. Neely's going to be your lone setback. He sends his man in motion. That's number 12, Julian Patton. Worley, 5-step drop. Throws again to Neely. He's got Neely on the sidelines across the 30 to the 25, down to about the 23-yard line. And that's a good pickup, about 10 yards there. Second, about a 3rd and 7.
Once again, excellent by Worley to check down to his outlet receiver, Neely, who was once again able to use his athleticism to get great gain for Northwestern. It's going to put them in a very manageable 3rd down and 4.
Yeah, they're doing a good job of checking out their receivers and using their safety, Neely, out there on the sidelines. And Neely does a great job once again of getting big yardage. Worley again, shotgun. Got Neely back there with him. Worley looks over to the Northwestern sideline. They got little cards down there to get the signals. Worley over to his left. Worley takes a snap. Handoff. No. Play action. Has a man open down there and incomplete. He overthrew his receiver down there. That was number 81, Dylan McLeod. Just overthrew him there a little bit, Justin. That's going to set up now 4th down and about 4 yards. Let's see. We saw it earlier, the place kicker, an outstanding kick to open in the game. Let's see if he's going to be able to make this field goal here or if they'll just decide to go for it.
Looks like the offense is staying on the field. And they will. They're attempting to pick up the 1st down. Be 4th and 4. Big play set the tone here as the first quarter is in its waning moments.
And it looks like Northwestern, the Trojans, are going to go 5 wide now. No setback. Worley, the only man in the backfield. He sends his man, number 11, Laverne Adams, in motion. And he's going to call a timeout. And probably a good time to take a timeout there, Justin. 4th down and 4, big play in this ball game. And you want to be able to discuss this with your team as best as you can and go ahead and make the right call.
Oh, yes, a huge play to set up and, get points on the board potentially. First, you don't want to make a mistake here. That can come back to bite you later in the game. I think it's an excellent move to take a timeout and get the right play called and do what's best right now early in the game.
3 minutes and 2 seconds left here in the opening quarter of the South Carolina State Weekend of Champions, and your score is still scoreless, 0-0.
I must say this has been a very entertaining and exciting, well-played first quarter. You've seen a few mental breakdowns. They had the unnecessary roughness flag. But by and large, been a well-played game. A lot of speed on speed, a lot of power on power. And you can easily see why these are the top 2 teams in the state.
No doubt about it at all. I'm going to tell you, I'm very impressed with both teams' defenses. The running game for neither team has really gotten going yet. Now, we know both teams are capable of having a very strong running game, but the defense has been able to stop it right up the middle. Haven't been too much on that. Northwestern has been able to move the ball on this drive now about 30 yards down the field, but a big 4th down play now as Worley, who lined up a shotgun at 5 wide formation before the timeout, is now going to line up and with 2 backs, but they're going to send Worley out, and they're going to operate now as Worley goes out to wide receiver. And Patterson's going to take the direct snap. Patterson going to go on the end, and he's going to throw the ball. And he's got a man open, and he's incomplete. He had Julian Patton down there, and he just overthrew him, just out of his reach. It would have been a touchdown, but South Pointe holds. A big play there. And that play there, a little trickery coming out of the timeout. They sent Worley in motion, and they went Patterson, who you'll see.
Sort of a wildcat formation.
Yes, almost like a wildcat formation that you'll see in the colleges are using right now. Very popular, coming out of Arkansas, and just a good little trick play there. Just overthrew the man by a bit. So South Pointe's going to take over now. As Gilmore's going to be your quarterback now in the shotgun formation.
And their own 22.
Handoff goes to the back, and he's going to get decent yardage there, muscles his way through, but he's going to be stopped up in the middle. Once again, that Northwestern defense not allowing anything in the middle, only gained about 2.
Yeah, forward progress picked up really almost 3, and I don't know if they're reverting back to the Woody Hayes 3 yards in a cloud of dust, but when it comes down to it, that'll win you games.
It will, as long as you can go ahead and move the ball. You got to get good offensive push up front by those big hog mollies up there. And Gilmore again in the shotgun formation. 3 receivers to his right. Sends a man in motion now. Gilmore takes a snap option. Gilmore going to be taking on the keeper, and he's going to get out to about the 29-yard line, pick up about 3. And it's going to set up now another big 3rd down and 4 for South Pointe.
So far in these situations, Northwestern's been able to stand tall on these manageable 3rd downs. They've been keeping South Pointe from picking up the yardage and moving the chains. We'll see what happens this time.
South Pointe now, big 3rd down. It's going to be near 3 yards. And Gilmore's going to again line up in the shotgun formation here. 2 receivers to his right, 1 receiver to his left. 1 lone setback. Has a tight end on this play. Sends his man in motion. And it's going to be faking the end around, and Gilmore's going to take it up the middle, and he's going to get near 1st down yardage. It's a big hit down there by Northwestern. And it's going to be close. It's going to depend on the spot, Justin.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be close. I think they're going to call for a measurement, it looks like. No. They're going to go ahead and move the chains.
So that's going to be first down for South Pointe as he faked the end around and went ahead and went up the middle himself. Good play call there by the Stallion. So it's going to be 1st down and 10 now for South Pointe.
Move the chains. All you ask your offense to do is keep moving the chains.
Gilmore again, the quarterback. As he takes a snap, Gilmore throws it out to his wide receiver down there to about the 35-yard line. Just a little quick screen pass down there. Gets about 2 yards across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Second down and 8. And again, Gilmore tonight, we've seen his legs a lot. The kid does have a pretty strong arm as well. We've seen that as well. And South Pointe now facing a second down and 8. We're down to 57 seconds left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, we've only seen Gilmore go downfield really one time. That was the drop ball on that the very first possession on that third and long play.
Gilmore again in shotgun formation. One lone setback. Sends his man in motion again. Fakes the round, and Gilmore's going to take it up the middle and get across the 40. And to about the 41-yard line now. That's going to set up again about another third down and 3, third down and 4. And that might end up being our last play of the quarter here. So we're down to about 24 seconds. Might be able to get one more play off. We'll see.
Third down and 8 to go in the quarter.
Looks like we're going to try.
And the officials are calling for a timeout down on the field.
Not sure what the discussion's about. They're huddling there about the 40-yard line.
Not sure either. We'll have to go down there and see what the issue is down there with the officials. We're walking over to the Northwestern sideline at this point. As South Pointe is facing again a third down and 3, 18 seconds remain on the clock. The Northwestern coaches are down there discussing something with the officials.
Please don't sound any whistles in the stands. Thank you.
I believe they warned the fans about setting off any horns.
Yeah, I think so. I believe that's what I was able to hear the official say over the PA he's equipped with no air horns in the stands from the fans.
Well, and one goes off as soon as we say that, so I guess that one didn't work too well while the referee saying that. But regardless, it's going to be third down and 3 as we get back down to action now as Gilmore lines his troops up. And Gilmore now shotgun formation. Takes a snap, option. Gilmore going to keep it. He's across the 45. He's across about the midfield near about the 48-yard line as he steps out of bounds. That's going to be first down for the Stallions. And again, we see the option keeper that time. Hadn't seen him pitch the ball in the option yet. It's really just been Gilmore and his legs doing all the work off of that option play. But there he does a very good job. You rely on the senior to go ahead and pick up the first down for you.
Yeah, there was I noticed that there was really no pitch read for him. Of course, I guess if he's not going to get tackled, no sense to take the unnecessary risk of a pitch. He's been able to do the job himself without having to use the pitch man, but it is there as a weapon for him.
Gilmore back in the shotgun. Darby is his running back. Darby's going to take the handoff. Darby going to get stuffed down there by that tough Northwestern defense. And it's going to be no gain there. Once again, not able to get anything up the middle.
Yeah, the Trojans are not going to be beat inside. They're not giving up anything up the middle between the tackles. The Trojans have dominated the line of scrimmage between the tackles. And I believe, Matt, that's going to wind up our first quarter.
Yep, that's the end of the first quarter. And your score is going to be South Pointe 0, the Trojans 0.
Again, our sponsor score.
And that's a good, entertaining first quarter of action, Justin. The defense is really shining in that first quarter. As we see Northwestern able to march the ball down the field. Really the only scoring threat of the game so far. South Pointe elects to go for it on the 4th and 4 at the 23. I'm sorry, Northwestern elects to go for it on the 4th and 4 at their own 23-yard line. Instead of kicking the field goal, not able to pick up the conversion. And South Pointe able to take over. Really, that's only been the only one scoring threat of the game.
You're right. I'm sure they regret not getting any points on that drive, and it may come back to hurt them later. But it's really been a back and forth kind of defensive struggle here during the first quarter of play. And that was like you mentioned, that was the only time the team was really able to be in position to get points. They weren't able to come away with any. But their defense has been standing tall back. You're right. I'm sure they regret not getting any points on that drive, and it may come back to hurt them later. But it's really been a back and forth kind of defensive struggle here during the first quarter of play. And that was like you mentioned, that was the only time the team was really able to be in position to get points. They weren't able to come away with any. But their defense has been standing tall, backing them up. That's kind of what they need to ride through and get on into the second quarter playing with that same heart, determination, and level of emotion.
Yeah, and Gilmore so far has been really carrying the South Pointe offense with his legs. He's been able to get around a lot of these option plays, able to pick up only about 3 or 4 yards a game, but that's really all you need as long as you keep the chains moving, and that's what South Pointe's been able to do on this drive. And so far, we've had a couple costly penalties. We see a pass interference penalty earlier in the game. We saw an unsportsmanlike penalty as well, but it hadn't come back to haunt either team. So far, it's just been a very competitive game as we get back here to second quarter action. Once again, Gilmore is back at quarterback, and Quentin Darby is his running back. Handoff goes to Darby. No, Gilmore's going to keep it, and he's going to get about 2-3 yards there. Fakes the handoff to Darby there. He's reading the defense, and Gilmore's able to keep it. It's going to be about 3rd down and 7.
Once again, the Trojans not giving, bending but not breaking in between the tackles, not giving the Stallions a lot to work with there in between the 2 tackles. Bring up 3rd and long, 3rd and 7 from right at, well, just across midfield on the Trojan 49-yard line.
It'll be interesting to see if the Stallions decide to put the ball in the air right now. They're on the other side of the ball. Gilmore now, once again, in the shotgun formation. We've seen him there all night except one play. Sends his man in motion. That's number 11, Breon Jackson. And we got a flag on the play. Didn't see if there was any movement up front there, Justin. We'll see what the officials have to say.
Dead ball. False start.
And it was a false start on the offense. So it's going to back them up 5 yards, and they're going to be facing now 3rd down and 12.
Yeah, that's going to make the odds of converting a lot longer. That's a tough penalty to overcome. When 3rd and long becomes 3rd and longer, it's really tough to pick up that kind of yardage and keep your offense on the field.
And ball's going to be spotted in the Stallion territory this time. Ball's going to be at the 46-yard line. Gilmore's back there with his setback. And Gilmore looking towards the sidelines for the signals, marking them out to his wide receivers. Gilmore's going to take the snap. Drops back, 2-step drop. Throws one deep downfield. He's got a man, and in comes in and out of the hands of Charles Holmes, the senior. Good coverage down there by Northwestern. You couldn't throw the ball any better, but just great coverage by Northwestern. The Trojans, good defensive back play down there.
Yeah, number 7, Whitlock, did a great job of keeping his back to the defender. Still had an opportunity to defend the ball. Great job as they aired it out, went for the fade, tried to get the long yardage play, the home run over the top. Wasn't able to convert. It looks like the Trojans will be able to get the ball in pretty good field position.
And Patterson and Darby back to receive the punt again for Northwestern. Seen some great punts so far by South Pointe. And this time a higher snap. And it's going to be a high, booming kick. Ball's going to bounce about the 23. It's going to be fielded at the 18. And it might be a fumble. South Pointe says they have it. And let's see what the signal's going to be. And South Pointe does indeed have it. A costly mistake down there by Northwestern as he tried to field the punt. He bobbled it, and South Pointe's able to fall on it. And that's going to be number 86 for South Pointe. John Richter is the one that's going to recover it, and that is the long snapper, Justin, getting down there and recovering that snap. Great job. Not only does the young man have to snap it to the punter, but he gets down there and he recovers himself a fumble.
Great job by that young man to get downfield and do something positive for his team, put him in position to get points on the board. Really outstanding play by that young man.
And I'm going to tell you what, you can't say enough about Taylor Bagley. Bagley's been punting the ball great all night long. A couple low snaps, and he's able to get it off earlier in the ball game there, and he gets his team a turnover. So great job by the young man. As South Pointe now is going to be first down and 10. They're in the red zone now for the first time tonight. Ball's going to be at the 18-yard line. And South Pointe, great scoring opportunity for them right now. On a turnover like that, you've got to take advantage.
That's right. That's the key to getting in a situation like this. You've got to be able to convert and put points on the board.
Gilmore again lines up in the shotgun formation at quarterback. Gilmore sends his man in motion. He's going to send it on the end around. He's going to get leveled around the 15-yard line. Big hit by Northwestern, but he does pick up about 3 yards down there. And that was Raphael Ratcliffe going around on the end.
Yeah, a lot of speed getting around the corner. He was able to shake off one hit. The defender didn't really wrap up. Hit him hard, didn't follow through and wrap up. He was able to pick up some extra YAC yard after contact. Be about 2nd and 6.
Looks like it is going to be about 2nd down and 6 now. Ball spotted at the 15-yard line. Number 27 down there, Devin Wary is your lone setback. Sends a man in motion again. Handoff goes, no. Gilmore's going to keep it himself, and he's going to get about to 11-yard line. Gain of about 5 yards, and it's going to set up again. 3rd down and short for the Stallions.
Tackle on the play by 45.
This will be a big play if this defense can hold South Pointe to a field goal. That'll be a great momentum for that defense to keep them out of the end zone with that situation.
Tackled down there by T.J. Green, the senior linebacker for the Trojans. So now 3rd down and 3. We've seen 3rd down and 3 all night long, it seems like.
You're exactly right. That's what it seems like. A lot of manageable 3rd and 3s, 3rd and 4s.
Gilmore with 2 tight ends in on this play. Gilmore's in the shotgun formation. Handoff's going to go to his running back. And he's going to get around the end, and he's going to get first down yardage inside the 10 to about the 7-yard line. He needed 3. I think he got 4. That was number 3, Quentin Darby, your running back, and Darby does a good job of picking up the first down.
That's right. The defense strung the play out. I was worried for a moment they're going to run him to the sideline. He's able to turn the corner and leap, kind of inch forward and get the first down yardage.
Well, they're going to call for a measurement. I thought he had the first down. They're actually going to spot him closer to the 8-yard line than the 7, and they're going to bring out the chains.
Looks like they gave him the old left foot spot instead of the old right foot spot. Bring out the chains and see.
And we'll see if he has it down here. He's going to be close. And we'll see, they stretch out the chains, and he does have the first down. Got it by the length of the ball. First down, Stallions. And now they're inside of the 10-yard line. Now, earlier in short yardage situation, we saw the Stallions line up in the wishbone. Down here near the goal line, it'll be interesting if they stay in the shotgun or if they just decide to go ahead and go in the wishbone. But it does look like they're going to be in the shotgun.
That's right, on the 8-yard line on the right hash, moving towards the hill.
Gilmore sends his man in motion again. Handoff goes to Ratcliffe. Ratcliffe only stopped about around the 9-yard line. Only a gain. Actually lost about a yard there. So that's going to set up now second down and goal. Ball's going to be at the 8-yard line. Again, we saw that play earlier. Ratcliffe not able to get any yardage on that play on the end around. So second down and goal now.
Yeah, the defender with the first contact there wrapped up and brought him down. I think he learned his mistake from the previous time that play was run a few plays earlier.
Once again, Quentin Darby is your lone setback. Gilmore now in the shotgun formation. Sends his man in motion again. This time he fakes it. Gilmore's going to keep it. Inside the 5, touchdown, South Point. And the Stallions are on the board first, Justin.
That's right, they'll draw first blood in this grudge match. Gilmore able to fake the handoff and cut through the lane there. No serious point of him getting tackled. I won't say untouched, but he didn't have too much difficulty getting into the end zone and putting 6 on the board for the Stallions.
And extra point pending now as they're going to line up on the left side of the field, but no, they're going to go ahead and do a little bit of trickery there on the extra point kick. We see that a lot of the high school teams.
That's right, the old water bucket formation. We do see a lot of that in South Carolina.
Snap is good, kick is up, and it is good. So, with 8 minutes and 28 seconds left here in the second quarter, your score, the South Point Stallions 7, the Northwestern Trojans nothing. Good drive after the turnover. They get the turnover off of the fumble punt. South Point capitalizes on it in the red zone, and Gilmore runs it in from 8 yards and gets the touchdown. They faked the end around on that play, and which they had been running with Ratcliffe 2 plays prior, and he's able to get through the line, really no problem at all, like you said, untouched, and the touchdown for South Point as they go up 7-0, and Northwestern needs to answer back on this drive.
That's right, they really do need to get some points on the board, take some time off the clock, move down the field. Really need to overcome this 7-point deficit. The mental error of the muff punt return is what was able to allow South Point to get in position to score. Hopefully Northwestern can kind of get the momentum back and move down the field. Their offense has been chugging away, picking away at them. They just kind of need to stay with that. Don't stray from their game plan, because the game plan's been working. I mean, obviously don't plan for a muffed punt return. As we hear Zombie Nation coming across the PA, a familiar sound to those of you who come to Memorial Stadium often.
A popular song out there on the hill here in Death Valley as they play Zombie Nation a lot after those Clemson touchdowns, and you can hear it over loudspeakers tonight, and it's got the fans over there in South Point jumping up and down, and even the Northwestern fans jumping up and down here on the sidelines. So everybody's having fun tonight here in Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina. And it's going to be back deep to receive for Northwestern. It's going to be number 11, Glavis Adams. He's got Patterson back there with him, and he's got Neely as well. And the kick's going to go deep, and it's going to be fielded by, that's going to be Abrams, and he's going to take it out to about the 15, across the 20, and that's where he's going to stop it. Abrams, again, a very good kick by South Point, able to pin him back inside of his 5, receiving it. And Abrams does a nice job getting 15 yards on the return, and the ball's going to be spotted right inside the 20 at the 19-yard line.
The coverage team got down fast, broke through the wedge, stayed in their lanes. Good job not letting the returner get past the 20. The defense here looking to get the ball back for the offense and go up another score.
And Worley's this time is going to have 2 setbacks with him. And one receiver to his left, 2 to his right as he's going to send Patterson in motion. Tricks now to his right. Worley takes a snap. 5-step drop. He's got Patterson. It's an intercept. No. almost intercepted, and that would have been a pick 6 right there by that young man.
Oh yeah, he had nothing but green in front of him. It was only about 15 yards between him and the end zone line there. Wasn't able to haul it in before he let his momentum carry him.
And that was the senior Pete Roseborough who read that play perfectly. He saw Patterson go in motion. Patterson's been the playmaker all night out there at wideout for Northwestern. And Roseborough does an excellent job, and he nearly had him a touchdown.
Yeah, great job of that young man reading his keys.
5 wide by Northwestern. Sends his man in motion. That's Abrams. Worley takes a snap. Rolls out to his left. Worley under pressure. Finds a man down the sidelines. Incomplete. Good effort down there by number 11, Labors Adams. He had him out at the 30-yard line. Would have been first down, right at the first down marker. But incomplete pass. He had to dive for it. It's going to set up now 3rd down and 10 for Northwestern.
Yeah, Adams found a little hole in his own. Was kind of able to sneak in there and settle down. Quarterback was a little on the run. Wasn't able to make an accurate throw. It's going to bring up 3rd and 10.
3rd down and 10 now for the Stallions. For the Trojans. 8 minutes and 12 seconds left here in the half. Neely's going to be the lone setback. 2 receivers to the left, 2 to the right. Worley going to take the shotgun snap. Worley drops back. Throws one deep downfield. He's got a man down there, and it's going to be incomplete. Incomplete right around the 50-yard line. He had number 81, Marquise Robinson, out there, and it was incomplete. And it's going to set up a punting situation now for the Trojans.
Sometimes
I'll tell you, 3 and out right there for South Pointe. That's exactly what you needed.
Yeah, for Northwestern, that's exactly what you didn't need. You just gave up 7 points following a turnover. 3 and out, not good. South Pointe's going to be able to get the ball back in good field position with plenty of time to get on the board again before the intermission.
And South Pointe's going to send 2 guys back to receive the punt now, as Northwestern will be punting inside of their own 20-yard line, receiving the snap around the 5-yard line. And the snap's good. And the punt is away, and it's a kind of a low kick to the sidelines, and it's going to bounce at the 44 and take a Northwestern bounce to the 47-yard line, and that's where South Pointe will start it. So the Stallions get a good 3 and out there, as Northwestern not able to do anything on offense. So South Pointe with all the momentum right now in this game, and anytime that you get a big turnover like that, you will see momentum shift to one side, and that's exactly what we've seen here tonight as Gilmore leads his troops back on the field.
That's right. Football is an emotional game anyway, especially when you get to the high school level. These emotions is going to sway back and forth, and right now all the emotion, all the momentum is with these South Pointe Stallions.
Gilmore again, your quarterback in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his right, 1 to his left. Gilmore takes it. He's going to hand the ball off to Devin Wary. Wary's going to be stopped by that big Northwestern defense up the middle, and it's only going to be a gain of about 1 yard. 2nd down and 9 now for South Pointe. And once again, all night long, Justin, we've seen it. Northwestern stopping the running game up the middle. Wary has not been able to do much at all on the inside running game.
Now he gets past the line of scrimmage and he runs into a wall of purple jerseys. Offensive line's doing a good job coming off of their push, but they're not running their feet all the way through. They're not able to clear a lane for their running backs. Everything Gilmore's been able to do, he's kind of been doing on his own.
Northwestern with a 4-man front. They send a blitz on the other end, but it's going to be Gilmore on their option. Gilmore's going to keep it, and it's going to be about the 41-yard line. They send a cornerback blitz on the opposite end of the field, but Gilmore goes with the option play. Once again, he keeps it. We haven't seen him pitch it yet tonight. Gilmore gets a gain of about 4 yards, and it's going to set up now 3rd down and 5. And this is a very important 3rd down play for Northwestern. Good chance of getting them 3 and out, possibly getting the momentum back on their side.
Yeah, you're right. You can't really overstate how big this play is for Northwestern.
3rd down and 5 now for Gilmore. He's got number 27, Devin Wary, back in the backfield with him. Gilmore looks for the screen pass. He's under trouble, and he's not going to be able to get anywhere, and he's actually going to lose about 2 yards there. Looked for the screen pass. It was covered by Northwestern, and he looked to go up the middle, and he couldn't do anything. He had Northwestern Trojans right in front of his face.
You know, good job not to try to force a pass or not try to do much. You know, he kind of fell on it because he knew possession was the key thing there. They'll be able to pin Northwestern deep now with a punt. So good job not making a huge mistake. The defense had this play covered.
South Pointe has done a good job of punting the ball all night. That's going to be Taylor Bagley. He's going to be your punter. 2 men back to receive for South Pointe. Good snap. Bagley gets the kick away, and it's a high, booming kick. And it's going to bounce at the 14, and he does a good job of getting it inside the 20 as the official's going to mark it out right at about the 14-yard line, or the 15.
Right, and that's where Northwestern will take over, right at the 15. with just under 6 minutes remaining in this first half.
Great job again on the punt. It was a very high punt. A lot of times in high school, you don't see punters that can get that great of air time, but just an outstanding job there. Northwestern is going to be scrimmaging at the 15-yard line. First down to 10 for the Trojans. Worley again is going to be a quarterback. No, he's going to line up at receiver now as they put Patterson in the quarterback.
A Wildcat formation.
As he takes the snap, he's going to take it directly himself across the 15. He's going to go across the 20 to about the 23-yard line. And that was number 6, Mike Gator. I'm sorry, that's number 6.
Jared Neely?
Yes, Jared Neely. 6 is Gator on the other side of the field.
Right.
That's Neely's going to get the near first down yardage. Only a game of about 7, so it's going to be second down and 3 now for Northwestern.
We've seen it earlier. They're going to come with it again, that Wildcat formation. Little wrinkle in the playbook there, try to get something going for the Trojans.
And this time, the snap, as Patterson's back there, looks like Patterson's going to take the snap this time. He does. Patterson's going to go on the end. He's got a man blocking out there. That's Neely out there. He's got across the 30 to about the 33-yard line, and that's a first down. And to open this drive, I'll tell you, Northwestern showing a little bit of difference. They're lining up in that Wildcat formation, given the direct snap to Neely earlier. This time they go with Patterson around the side, shows his speed, gets on the outside. Good blocking by Neely downfield, and gets a first down for Northwestern.
That's right. It's December. This is what these kids worked so hard for, starting in late July, early August, in 110-degree heat in South Carolina. Everything works towards this cold night in December, and they need to pull out all the stops now. It looks like they're going back to the Wildcat.
Worley again gets sent out to the wide receiver spot. Patterson again going to be lining up at quarterback here. And going to have movement down on the Northwestern side of the line. And that's going to back him up 5 yards. I'm going to put it back inside the 30-yard line. And just a little bit of a different wrinkle here by the Trojans. Jimmy Wallace deciding to go with a different look here on offense on this drive. And it's really brought some excitement on that Northwestern sideline. And they've been able to pick up a big first down. And they've started this drive at the 15-yard line. And had moved across the 30 to the 33-yard line before that penalty.
That's right. Now they're back at the 28 on the right hash. Be first and 15 now.
As Worley this time looks like he's going to be lining up at the quarterback spot. And he's going to have Neely back there at the running back as his lone setback. Worley getting the plays, working out his signals for his wide receivers. Worley's going to take the snap, drops back. He's under pressure, and he is sacked. And good job down there by the South Point defensive line, getting the sack.
The hit was Gerald Dixon.
And I believe that's Dixon.
Looks like 34 Harold White.
It was either White or there was number 44 Gerald Dixon, is what they said over the intercom. So we'll go with Gerald Dixon. Gerald Dixon, that's the name of a former South Carolina player, I do believe.
I believe you're right, Matt. I believe you're right.
So it's going to be now second down and 23. So Northwestern now long, and they're going to call a timeout and think about this. So with 4 minutes and 39 seconds left here in the half, South Point 7, Northwestern nothing. And after what looked to be a promising drive, after a penalty and a sack now, Northwestern's backed all the way back to their 20-yard line.
Well, you know, you go into any game and you know your key factors are going to be penalties and turnovers. And right now, Northwestern, they're having penalties at the wrong times. They had that turnover on the punt return at the wrong time. And South Point's been able to take advantage of those mishaps and turn them into points, or at least keeping Northwestern off the board.
This has been a good defensive game so far on both ends of the field. Anytime any team seems like they got any type of a drive going, the defense on the other side of the field steps it up. So right now, it's just the defensive struggle. And in a state championship game like that, that's often what you see. As both teams have definitely come out here ready to play tonight. And Northwestern on this drive, switching things up a little bit, taking direct snaps by both Neely and Patterson, and just switching things up a little bit there on the Northwestern Trojan side of the field. As once again, Worley's going to go 5 wide. We've seen this a couple times tonight from the Trojans. 3 receivers to your left, 2 to your right.
23 yards to pick up. You don't want to pick it all up at one time. Just kind of get a little bit here, a little bit there.
Labors Adams goes in motion. Patterson rolls out to his left. He's got a man open, and no, it's going to be tipped and nearly intercepted. Good defensive play down there by number 4. That's Pat Buris, the senior. He had a man. He had number 11 down there. Labors Adams open right around the 30-yard line. And looked like they were trying to chip away from that 2nd and 23 yardage, but a great job by the defensive back for South Pointe, and it's now going to set up 3rd down, and we're looking at 23.
Yeah, 2nd and 23, you know, you got 2 downs to pick up the yardage, incomplete pass. Obviously now you have 1 down, pick up 23. You see if they just want to play it safe, run some time off, and hopefully get a punt off. If they got a play that can pick up 23 yards.
He had 2 backs. He had Patterson and Neely with him. Now he's going to go 5 wide as he sends both Patterson and Neely out. Worley takes the snap, drops back to his 10. Worley's got a man over the middle. Gets completed down there by Abrams. He's going to get across the 40 to the 42-yard line, but I believe he's going to be about a yard short of the 1st down. He ran the post Patterson pattern down there with Labors Adams. Adams makes a great catch, but it's going to set up now 4th down and 1. And South Pointe, they're not sending the punter on the field. It looks like they're going to go for it.
Well, I don't know.
At the 42.
And as soon as I say that, they send out the punting unit.
Well, you know, you're only down 7. You don't want to make another costly mistake before halftime. It's a conservative move, probably a sound coaching move. Go ahead and punt. You rely on your defense to keep South Pointe off the board for the rest of the half.
And Northwestern's going to call another timeout, so it looks like that Coach Wallace is going to think about this a little bit. And 4th down and 1, 3 minutes, 56 seconds left here in the half. If you're calling the timeout, you're at least thinking about going for it. That's Northwestern's last time out of the half. Possibly what you could see here is maybe he tries to draw them off sides, but then again, you would think that maybe you would save a timeout to do something like that. So
right.
It'll be interesting to see what Northwestern draws up here. And we've seen Northwestern, we haven't seen them go under center all night long. We've seen them in shotgun formation. So on 4th and 1, it'll be interesting to see what Coach Wallace has in his playbook on the short yardage situation like this on 4th and 1. Haven't been faced with anything like this before. Now, we did have a 4th down play earlier in the ball game, but we saw a little trickery out of that one as we saw Patterson throw a pass incomplete in the end zone. But it'd be interesting to see what they have. South Pointe on the other side of the sidelines there. They got to bear down in the trenches and try to get low and stop that South Pointe offense from penetrating up the middle. And indeed, they're going to go power I formation now. Worley's going to be under center this time.
Still 3 wideouts.
And
maybe not enough men on the line of scrimmage.
We'll see. It could be an illegal substitution.
Whatever it is, I see the punting team coming on for Northwestern.
Yeah, and it looks like Neely's kind of unhappy down there for Northwestern.
Broke the huddle with 12 men, apparently.
Indeed, it was a legal substitution, so that's going to back Northwestern up, and it's going to force them to punt.
Well, that'll take the drum out of the situation.
Yeah, well, they lined up in the power out formation. Hadn't seen that all night from them, but they're going to have to punt the ball. So Northwestern, again, going to receive the punt right around the 24-yard line. Good snap. Punt is away, and it's a good punt. It's going to take a bounce right around the 35. It's going to be fielded out there by South Pointe, and Gilmore is going to be tackled. He ran backwards, lost about 5 yards after receiving that punt, and South Pointe's going to start the ball at the 27-yard line. Gilmore's a little bit of Mr. Do-It-Everything.
That's right. Maybe even drove the bus up here for South Pointe. He's playing defense. He's playing quarterback. He's the deep man, too.
Gilmore, very talented athlete. See him at quarterback, see him at defensive back, you see him at punt returner. Doing a little bit of everything for the Stallions tonight. As the Stallions now with 3 minutes and 47 seconds left here in the half, they'll be scrimmaging at the 27-yard line. Gilmore, once again, will be your quarterback. So he's got one lone setback with him. He sends his tight end in motion. Has him line up at wide receiver. Snap goes. Handoff. And he's going to get around the 29. Going to get across the 30. He breaks a tackle. He's out to the 35, to the 38-yard line. A great job down there by the South Pointe running back. And that is number 3 down there, Quentin Darby. He had a tackle right at the 30-yard line, broke that tackle, showed his muscle, showed his strength, and he picks up the first down. Great job of running by that young man.
That's right. He kept his legs driving. There's no quit. And even though they haven't had a lot of success running inside between the tackles like that, you can wear a defense down with keeping that play, keeping running that similar play.
Darby again, one setback. Sends his man in motion. That's Raphael Ratcliffe. Gilmore fakes the handoff. He's going to try to get on the outside, and he's not able to get too much. Gained only about 2 yards there. That was the same play I believe we saw him score off of earlier in this ball game.
I believe you're right.
And Ratcliffe goes in motion on that time, and Gilmore decides to keep it. Only gained about 1. So 2nd down and 9 as the clock continues to tick. The Stallions do have 3 timeouts left, as Northwestern has used all their timeouts. So 2nd down and 9 now. Ball is going to be at the 39-yard line. Gilmore, again, the quarterback. Darby's your lone setback. Gilmore, he's going to take the snap. Play action pass. Gilmore looks deep downfield. He's got his man incomplete. Raphael Ratliff was the intended wide receiver, and that was number 7 down there for Northwestern in the coverage.
Whitlock,
the senior.
nearly intercepted. Ball was overthrown. Whitlock had a chance to grab the ball in for Northwestern. Didn't quite hang on to it, though. But South Pointe is forced into a 3rd and long, so another possibility for the Trojans to get the ball back if they can hold South Pointe to a punt after this play.
See what the Stallions do here on 3rd down and 9. Trips to your left. Gilmore again, the quarterback in the shotgun formation, takes a snap at the 35. Gilmore's under pressure. He's rolling out, trying to use his legs. He avoids the runners, but he's going to be out to the 45. He's to the 50. Gilmore to the 40. He's to the 35. Breaks the tackle to the 30. The 25, the 20, the 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Stallions.
Touchdown.
Gilmore, an outstanding job. He broke about 3 or 4 tackles. Looked like they had him wrapped up in the backfield, Justin. And he gets a big touchdown run of 62 yards, and the Stallions are up 13-0.
You're right, man. That was just an incredibly unbelievable display of athleticism. Young man Gilmore was pinned back, nearly sacked, made a move, broke 2 or 3 tackles, and next thing you know, it's 13-0 Stallions, point pending.
Quarter bucket again by the Stallions on the extra point. Tuttle is going to be your kicker. And number 18, Corey Rawls, will be holding. And here's the snap. Snap is good. Kick is up, and it is good as well. And your score with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left. South Pointe Stallions 14, the Northwestern Trojans nothing.
That's an unbelievably impressive display of speed.
Gilmore, I'm going to tell you what, that was just great footwork down there. Didn't give up on the play at all. Avoided several Northwestern defensive linemen chasing the ball all over the place. And then he went to the linebackers, avoided those guys, got to the secondary around the 30, broke a tackle. And at that point, it was clear sailing from there. Gilmore going into the end zone to put the Stallions up 14-0 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds left here in the half. The Trojans have fallen behind, and really they played well all game long. Just a couple big breaks by the Stallions has put them on top here. And it'd be interesting to see what Coach Wallace decides to do, if he decides to just go in the half down 14-0, or if he just goes chunking it through the air, trying to pick up some more points before the halftime. And South Pointe right now, the fans across the way, they're very excited, waving the pom-poms up in the air. Hear a couple cowbells over there. It's just an exciting time for South Pointe at this point.
Yeah, I do hear a few cowbells. I think I'm in Starkville, Mississippi.
Yeah, I think Mississippi State right there, that's correct, as known for their cowbells. But once again, the ball is going to be lined up at the 40-yard line, and South Pointe will be ready to kick it.
Yeah, South Pointe players really fired up.
Yeah, when I think about it, every fan over there on the South Pointe sidelines has a pom-pom in their hand. They're all excited for their team. And it's going to be kicked off at the 40. Again, a nice, good kick. It's going to be fielded right about the 10-yard line. He's across the 15, and he's going to be stopped right there. Patterson couldn't get anywhere. Only 6 yards on the return. And South Pointe all night long has had great kick coverage. They haven't allowed Northwestern on the kickoffs across the 26, I believe, is the farthest they've gotten all night long. Right there, great job by the coverage team.
Yes, obvious South Pointe packed their special teams. You're right, they've had a very impressive special team play all evening.
And Worley's going to come back here, quarterback trying to lead his troops to the end zone right before the half. 2 minutes, 24 seconds remaining. Again, the Trojans have no timeout. 5-wide formation now for the Trojans. Worley coming up to the line to give the signals. Worley standing at his own 10-yard line, sends a man in motion. That's Neely. Neely going to go over to the left-hand side of the field. Worley takes a snap, 5-step drop. He looks downfield. He's got a man open. Down the 30, across the 30 to the 31-yard line. That's number 11. Down there, that's going to be Abrams. Picks up the first down, moves the chains. 2 minutes, 18 seconds left, and it looks like they're going to go hurry up, Justin.
Oh, yeah, they need to do what they can. This is the last game of the year. It's all or nothing. They're really going to pull out all the stops, try to get points on the board any way they can. Can't say I disagree with that strategy at all.
Clock is ticking. Worley now, line up now, take the snap at his own 27-yard line. 2 receivers to his left, to his right, drops back to pass. Worley looks over the middle, and it's going to be batted in the air and nearly picked off as good job by the South Pointe defensive line, getting the hands up in the air.
You're right. You can tell that's a well-coached defensive line. That's one of the key coaching points. Get your arms up in the air if you see a pass going, and those guys are able to do that and alter the pattern of that ball. And prevent a possible completion for Northwestern.
And he had Patterson over the middle. That's the man he was looking for, his main target tonight so far. He had Patterson there, just a great job by the South Point defensive lineman to get his hand in the air. Two receivers to his left, two to his right. Worley is the quarterback. Worley takes a snap, drops back to pass. He's looking downfield, he's under pressure, decides to keep it himself. It's across the 30, he's gonna get out of bounds about the 35, 36-yard line. And we're gonna have a flag on the play right at the sidelines. Looks like a little extracurricular activity down there, Justin.
I believe you're right, some kind of late hit, unsportsmanlike conduct action took place right there on the sideline. Looks like it may be against the Trojans.
And that's what South Point's pointing to. They're saying back him up, and that looks like what it's going to be. Yeah, costly penalty for Northwestern. You're trying to score right before the half. Can't afford to have that happen to you.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct, Northwestern bench.
And it is going to be the call against the Northwestern bench. I don't know if a player down there, when he was the Northwestern quarterback Worley ran out of bounds. I don't know if one of the players on the bench pushed one of the South Point players or something, but it's going to back him up. The costly penalty is they were near first down yardage, but instead it's going to be third down, and you're looking at 22 right now. Earlier in the same area, we saw him hit Abrams over the middle on the post pattern. Let's see if they try to that same play on this one. His two receivers going to be in backfield now with Worley. And Worley sends both his men out, and it's going to be a 5-wide formation now for Northwestern. And officials, we got
another stoppage of play. Timeout, South Point.
South Point takes a timeout now. 1 minute, 53 seconds left.
Timeout.
Sure, the coaching staff telling them don't let any receivers get behind you at this point, Justin.
Also, I'm sure the coaches are telling their players they need to calm down, get some of this bad blood out of their system. You don't want any more penalties to affect you don't want anything off the field or anything you may say or do to affect the on-the-field performance of your team. You don't need any more mental lapses or breakdowns, foolish penalties that can hurt your cause.
Yeah, we've seen tonight emotions have run high in this rivalry game, as both teams are really just into it tonight, as you would expect in a state championship game. Again, this is a Class 4A Division II state title game. Rock Hill came in tonight with a record. I'm sorry, Northwestern came in tonight out of the city of Rock Hill with a record of 13-1 overall. South Point 14-0, and we've seen a great ball game so far. Just South Point's had some breaks go their way, and that's why they're up 14-0 at this point. Third down and 22. And if you're Northwestern, you play this conservative, force South Point to take another timeout. They still do have 2 timeouts remaining and prevent them from scoring right before the half, or you just chunk it downfield. We got a five wide set now again for Northwestern. Sends a man in motion. He's going to have 4 receivers to the left-hand side of the field. 1 lone receiver over to his right. Worley rolls out. He's under pressure. He's got a man. He's going to the backside of the field. And a diving try down there. Incomplete.
Yeah, they overloaded their receivers to the left side, knowing they'd have one-on-one coverage with the lone receiver back to the right side. He had a move, he had a step on his man, just weren't quite able to deliver the ball in the right spot. There's going to be another punt for Northwestern.
Yeah, he had Julian Patton down there in one-on-one coverage. A really nice play call. He had him open down there, just overthrew him a little bit. Patton made a good diving try at it, just not able to get it. So once again, Northwestern's going to be forced to punt. And South Point again will send 2 guys back to receive the punt. Worley will be your punter. Going to be receiving it at his own 6-yard line. Snap is good. Worley gets it nearly blocked, but a good punt. Nice spiral. Going to bounce it in the 42 down to the 30. Takes a big Northwestern bounce at the 27-yard line where it's going to be down.
27-yard line.
Outstanding punt. That's going to be a punt of 50 yards, Justin. 52 yards, as a matter of fact. Worley, the quarterback, shows his leg. You won't see a better spiral on a punt than that.
No, very rarely do you see anything of that quality. That was a great punt by Worley. It was the biggest team out of the hole.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like South Point was going to get the ball right around midfield, but he bails his defense out right there. And South Point now has got 74 yards to go into the end zone. Minute 35 remaining, still 2 timeouts. Let's see what they do here. If they decide to play it conservatively and take a halftime lead 14-0, or if they decide to chunk it downfield. Gilmore again is going to be your quarterback. He's going to be in the shotgun formation. He sends his tight end in motion. He's going to be having trips to his left. Gilmore takes a snap. Handoff goes to about the 28-yard line. That's number 3, Quentin Darby. And it looks like South Point's just going to be content with the 14-0 halftime lead. Don't want to make any mistakes right here and give Northwestern a chance to score again. They don't have any timeouts remaining to stop the clock, so South Point looks like she's going to be happy with this 14-0 lead.
That's right. They got a 2-score lead. They have all the momentum on their side right now. I don't want to risk anything to give Northwestern any momentum, anything they can carry into halftime locker room and use as motivation for the second half. So I agree with this. Go ahead and kind of let the clock play out here.
And Gilmore again going to be in the shotgun formation. Darby again is going to be his lone setback. Handoff's going to go to his back end. It's going to cross the 30 to about the 31-yard line. And I'm sorry, that was Devin Wary on the carry there. As Wary, we've seen him and Darby rotate in and out at running back tonight. As we got 40 seconds left here on the big scoreboard on the hill at Memorial Stadium. And South Pointe will have it now. 3rd down and about 5 yards to go. And they might just be content to run this clock out. Looks like they're going to get one more play off. 30 seconds left. And it's been a good first half so far, Justin. I think Northwestern's still definitely in this ball game. And no doubt about it at all, they can come back in the second half. They do have the capability of doing that.
Oh, yeah. South Pointe's gotten 2 big breaks this half. There's nothing to keep Northwestern from getting 2 big breaks in the next half.
And we have a stoppage of play. Might be a delay of game, possibly. Let's see.
That's what it looks like.
12 seconds left here in the half.
Yeah, they're going ahead and backing them up to 5 yards.
And indeed, I believe that's a call.
Delay offense.
Delay of game on the offense. Going to set up now 3rd down and 11. 12 seconds left on the clock. Penalty doesn't really hurt you here. Just hold on to the ball if you're South Pointe. As Gilmore's going to take the handoff, he's going to give it to his back, and he's going to get a gain of about 2 or 3 yards down there. Once again, that's Wary down there on the carry. And that's going to end the half, Justin. The score at halftime. The South Pointe Stallions, 14. The Northwestern Trojans, nothing.
We'll be back for some second half action.
Remember, too, you may take this opportunity to visit Team IP booths, like the T-shirts, sweatshirts, cans, visors, Team IP picture items, thunder sticks, and more. It's quality merchandise at affordable price, officially licensed by the South Carolina High School League. Also, a reminder at the end of the game, if your team wins.
Now the kick for South Pointe at the 40-yard line in South Carolina High School football. That's where all kicks are lined up. And we're ready for action now here in the second half. As once again, Zombie Nation plays over the PA.
That's right. Very familiar in these confines here at Death Valley.
And here comes the kick of the second half. And it's once again a great kick. Ball's going to be fielded by Patterson at this is 8. Patterson's going to be out across the 15 to the 20, across the 20 to about the 22-yard line. And that's where the Trojans are going to start the ball.
See if they come out with any new wrinkles, if they're going to go back to their original plan, kind of nickel and diamond and keeping South Pointe off the field.
We saw them switch things up a little bit on that second to last drive. They went a little bit to the wildcat formation. Some great snaps there by Patterson and Neely to him as they send actually Worley, the quarterback, out to wide receiver. But it's going to be a 2-back set now. Worley joined back there by Patterson and Neely. Patterson's going to take the snap now. He's going to be taking it right about a 17-yard line. He's going to send his man Patterson in motion to the right-hand side of the field. 3 receivers to your right, 1 to your left. Worley going to hand the ball off. Up the middle, he's got a big hole across the 30 to the 32, down to about the 35-yard line. And Trojans there, a big hole up the middle. The speedy Jared Neely finds a hole, gains 15 yards, and it's going to be a first down for the Trojans.
Great play. The offensive line really opened up a seam for Neely to cut through right there. Also, you can tell the Northwestern coaching staff had analyzed what had gone on in the first half. That's a play we had not seen, and they were able to realize that that's the play that would work.
That's the longest run tonight for the Trojans so far. A gain of 13 yards, setting it now first down and 10 at the 36-yard line. Worley again going to be your quarterback, going to be in the shotgun formation, and Neely, the man with the big run just a second ago, is going to be his lone setback. 2 receivers to his left, 1 to his right. Neely sends his man in motion. That's number 12, Julian Patton. Worley drops back to pass, screen pass to Patterson. Patterson wrapped up and stretches out for maybe a gain of a yard. Looked like South Pointe had that play on the short side of the field all figured out.
They did. They had that well defended. Luckily, Patterson was able to use his body to stretch the ball out and make what could have been a 1-yard loss into about a 1-yard gain. Bring up 2nd and 9 for the Trojans.
Northwestern has used the short side of the field all night long in a lot of their pass patterns. And Patterson's been that main target all night long. As Patterson's really been their big play receiver tonight. 5 wide formation now for Worley in his Northwestern Trojan offense. Sends his man in motion, that's Neely. Trips to the left. Worley takes a snap. Two-step drop, going to be incomplete. Right about the 40-yard line, a little slant pattern there. Tried to hit number 12, Julian Patton, and just couldn't do it.
That's right. Once again, a pretty safe route. You can usually throw an inside slant if the receiver's willing to take what could be a big hit coming across the middle like that. Just wasn't quite able to get the ball placed in an area where the receiver can grab onto it.
And that's going to set up now a big third down for the Trojans. Ball's going to be spotted at the 37-yard line, and we're going to be looking at now third down and 9. 5-wide formation now in the shotgun. Worley barking out of signals, looking over to the Northwestern sideline for those. We're going to have a 3-man front now by South Pointe. And actually only 2 men are going to go down in the stance now for South Pointe on defense. Drops back, 2-step drop, got a man down there on the sidelines, and incomplete. Makes a diving try on the fade pattern down there. That's Patton right around the 40-yard line. And it's going to set up a punting situation now for Northwestern.
That's right. They were able to come in and get a first down, and looks like they had some things going, but not able to keep the chains moving. They're going to have to give possession back to the South Pointe Stallions here.
Patton not able to come with the diving catch. Worley's now going to be back to receive the punt right about the 23-yard line. Worley, again, the punter, had a good first half of punting, had a big 53-yard punt to close the half and back South Pointe up. And here comes the snap to Worley. And it's a high snap. It goes over Worley's head. He's going to field it at the 15. He's going to still get the punt off, and it's going to be picked up right in the air. He's going to run it to the 5. Touchdown. What an amazing play by South Pointe.
That's just very bizarre. I don't think I've ever seen anything quite like that in football.
Unbelievable play down there. As it was a high snap. Brandon Hinton makes an extraordinary special teams play. He takes the line drive punt right out of the air, runs it back for the touchdown from about 30 yards out. South Pointe now up 20-0. Worley did a good job of picking up the ball and trying to get it off, but just an outstanding special teams play. It was just a low line drive, and he was able to pick it up out of the air and run it in for the touchdown. Great play by a special teams player.
Worley did a great thing trying to, make something out of nothing after the bad snap, as the point after is up and is good. Scores now 21-0 Stallions. Worley did a great job trying to avoid a sack and got the kickoff. Just an incredible play to catch the ball in midair and streak down the sideline and get in the end zone. That's just unbelievable.
Brandon Hinton, the senior defensive back, not normally a punt returner there, but just becomes a de facto punt returner on that play and makes an outstanding special teams play. That's a play this kid will never forget. Makes a big time play like that in the state championship game. Returns it back near 30 yards for the touchdown, and really it's dug South Pointe into a big hole now, as they're down 21-0, and the Stallions get the ball back after that extraordinary play. And things not looking good on the Northwestern sidelines, but anything can happen in high school football with 10 minutes and 28 seconds left here in the third quarter. Number 11 back there is going to be back to receive. That's Labors Adams. He's going to be joined down there by Patterson and Neely.
Yeah, you get the feeling Northwestern's really going to be deflated. They're going to need a big play to get back in this game. You see South Pointe's team is completely fired up. Their side of the stadium's getting very loud.
They were jumping up and down indeed, and waving the red pom-poms in the air like we said all night from the South Pointe side. And once again, a nice kick, and this one's going to back him all the way back to about the 3-yard line. Patterson's going to take it. He's across the 10 to the 15, and he's going to be met right there across the 15 to about the 19-yard line. And that's where Northwestern's going to stay. And all night long, just great kickoff coverage by South Pointe, not allowing anything by Northwestern.
Yeah, that's a large part of what got him here. Obviously, Gilmore's legs are a big part of that too. But great special teams play will come in a pinch anytime. That's really an asset for a team to have. You hardly get to this point in the season without having good special teams play.
Yeah, I mean, you stay in your lanes like that on those kickoffs, and it's hard whenever you have the quick players like South Pointe to get any type of a good return. South Pointe, again, they're bringing their defensive linemen up, only 2 in the stands. Worley takes the snap. He's going to be scrambled around. He's got a man open around the 30, and he throws behind him a little bit, and an incomplete pass on Labors Adams. I'm going to tell you, it looked like Worley could have scrambled there for possibly some yardage.
Yeah, he did have some wide open field in front of him. I know he's trying to make the big play happen, with his team down 3 scores. He's got to calm down, taking play by play, and able to chip away at this lead. Like I said, there's plenty of time left, and they need to get impatient.
I've seen plenty of times in high school football 21-0 leads be evaporated quickly. Just needs some big plays here by Northwestern. Once again, 5 wide formation. Neely's going to go in motion. He's going to line up to the left, and that's going to where your trips are going to be. Fakes the screen pass. There you go. Worley's going to be across the 25 to the 30. And he faked the screen pass to Neely, which we've seen that all night long. Those little quick screen passes to the short side of the field. And Worley's able to go up the middle on the quarterback draw and pick up the first down for Northwestern.
Yeah, good job by Worley there. Had plenty of space and great blocking for him. Wide open lane for him to run through. Good job with that young man to pick up the first down.
So it's going to be first down and 10 now for the Trojans. Ball's going to be spotted at the 31-yard line. And again, 5 wide formation for Northwestern. Worley looking for signals over the sidelines. And he's going to bark it out to his offensive lineman and his wide receivers. Could be a little confusion down there on the sidelines. As trying to get the signal, and it's going to be a delay of game penalty. Justin, he couldn't get the signal in.
Not quite sure what the communication breakdown was. Unable to relay the signal from the coaching staff to the quarterback. That's going to back the Trojans up an additional 5 yards, bring up 1st and 15.
Yeah, the Trojans go out of a huddle, and they get the plays from the sidelines a lot, and they got little flashcards down there for them to plays, and they got their plays on the wristband, and Worley wasn't able to pick up the play, and it caused a little bit of confusion. It cost them there a 5-yard penalty. As Worley's going to line up now, and he's going to again send Neely to the left, as he's going to be the lone setback. Sends his man in motion. That's number 86, Robert Joseph. Worley drops back to pass. He's looking over the middle. He's got a man down there. That's Patterson. Big hit by South Pointe.
But he held on to the ball.
But he held on to it.
Patterson held on to the ball. Patterson held on to the ball through the big hit.
First down.
It's going to be a first down for Northwestern. Move the chains again. They'll have the ball up about the 42 on the left hash.
Great job by the young man catching the pass and not worrying about the big hit. He knew going over the middle like that he was going to be rocked. But he holds on to the ball, picks up a big first down for his team. 1st and 10 now for the Trojans.
That's right. The receiver knows he's going to be hit anyway, so you might as well hold on to that rock.
Neely, your lone setback now. Worley steps into the shotgun. Takes a snap at his 37. Fakes the pass to Neely. He's under pressure now. He's got a man to the sidelines. Got a flag on the play. The ball's going to be caught by Neely right about the 45-yard line. That's in the area of possibly a defensive holding or pass interference, Justin.
Heck of a play by Worley. He's almost in the grasp. I think NFL, that may have been a sack. He was almost in the grasp and on his way down, able to get a pass away. Neely able to haul that pass in, get some positive yardage. And it will be a defensive hold. Good call, Matt.
Defensive holding on the South Pointe Stallions. And that's going to get Northwestern a little bit of 3 yards there. And looks like the hold happened right around about the 46-yard line. And yeah, I mean, it was just a great athletic play by Worley. You couldn't ask any more out of the quarterback there. Outstanding job. And right now, Northwestern responding after that big special play by the Stallions. And right now, they're doing a good job of moving the ball down the field. They picked up a couple first downs on this. And that holding is going to get the ball inside of Stallion territory on the other side of that big Tiger paw out on midfield. And it's going to be at the 48-yard line, first down Northwestern.
That's right. We really need to capitalize on some points on the board here. Start chipping away at this lead.
Worley again in the shotgun formation. 2 receivers to his left, 2 to his right. Neely is your lone setback. Worley, handoff, no. Play expect, no, he does keep it. Neely's going to get it right about the 45-yard line. Keeps those legs moving. He's going to be stopped right there. Good job of keeping his legs moving, but South Pointe had that play sniffed out, only gained about 2 yards.
Good job selling the fake, though, by Worley. I'm really impressed. You know, the kid's had some bad luck go his way tonight, but I'm really impressed with that young man.
He's done a good job back there all night long, and Worley's shown his ability to scramble around. He's shown the ability to pass. Good quarterback play on both sides of the ball tonight. 2nd down and 8 now for Northwestern. Worley again looking to the sidelines for the signal. He's going to have 5 receivers on this play. 3 to his left, 1 to his right. That's Neely in motion. Worley takes a snap at the 50. He pump fakes, throws downfield. He's got a man incomplete.
Just a little too high. Just a little too high for the receiver to get to right there. Good play call. It was a good route, able to get open there.
And that was Robert Joseph, the sophomore, down there getting some big-time action as a sophomore here in the state championship game. Joseph, a little too high for the kid, but it's going to set up now 3rd down and 7, and a big 3rd down conversion again needed by the Trojans. Neely again going to be your lone setback. And this time he moves Neely to his right side. Worley again, the quarterback in the shotgun formation. And I think we're going to have some motion here as right side of the line. Seemed to move a little bit early there, Justin. And
yeah, that's what it looked like.
move him back 5 yards and put him right at midfield.
That's the only bad thing about getting your tackles to operate out of that racehorse type stance. They're not able to get their inside eye look at the ball. If they don't hear the snap count correctly, then it's going to be a motion penalty 9 times out of 10.
And in a big stadium like this and a big crowd on hand and these cowbells are ringing like we hear below, it can be difficult sometimes to hear that signal. Sometimes the sound in the stadium this large can get lost. As this time we're going to have 4 receivers to the left-hand side of the field, 1 receiver to the right. We saw this earlier as he went to the 1 receiver. He sends his man in motion. That's number 12, Julian Patton. Worley takes a snap, drops back to pass, throws one over the middle, incomplete.
Dangerous pass. Dangerous pass, trying to thread the needle there, going to Neely. Nobody for either team was able to hang on to that bullet. A definite zip on the ball there from Worley. It looks like the punt team for the Trojans will be on again tonight.
Well, right now, we've seen Worley all night long do a good job of punting the ball. Right now, it's very important to pin South Point deep. Try not to get a return. If you can pin them deep here and get a 3 and out, it sets you up for good field position in a short field later on in this quarter. As Worley's going to be sitting back in his own 36-yard line to receive the punt. 2 men back for South Point to receive the punt himself. As it's a good snap, got to rush in, but he's going to get it off in a nice spiraling kick. Going to be fielded at the 10-yard line. He's across the 12 to 15. He's got a room in the middle, and he's going to almost break it, but he's going to be down at the 24-yard line, and that's where South Point's going to start.
Yeah, he picked up a block and just had a little stretch of grass in front of him. That's all he needed to get 15 yards, where there really wasn't much daylight for somebody with less athletic ability than Gilmore.
And Gilmore, once again, nearly broke that one there, but good job by the special teams of Northwestern. What a nice spiraling punt again. The punt goes 40 yards there. As we have an injured player down on the field for Northwestern. That's number 20, Jarrell Miller, the senior linebacker. Not quite sure what we got down there, but I'm going to tell you, we got 8 minutes and 8 seconds left here in the third quarter. Justin, how important is it for the Trojans to come up with a stop here?
Well, obviously, it's extremely important to what they're trying to accomplish. If South Point has their lead anymore, puts any more points on the board, that's just a bigger hole for Northwestern to try to dig themselves out of. Another possibility, even if South Point doesn't come away with any points off this possession, if they're able to milk the clock, that's less time for Northwestern to get on the board themselves. So a 3 and out would be critical for the Trojans at this point in the game.
I'm going to tell you another thing about South Point tonight is South Point has held on to the ball. South Point has not had any turnovers so far tonight. And that's one big key. They've held onto the ball and hadn't allowed Northwestern to have any short field position. Shotgun by Gilmore. Got one back there with him. Gilmore's going to take it. Trying to go up the middle. Not much there. Going to get across the 25, and that's about it. Gained about a yard there. Gilmore didn't have much at all.
No, the line didn't have a great push coming off the line of scrimmage that time. Offensive line, they're kind of stood up there by the D-line. The stalemate always goes to the defensive line. Not a lot of success for the Stallions between tackles tonight.
Not at all. And you've got to be impressed with that Northwestern defensive line. They played their hearts out all night long. Once again, Gilmore is going to be your quarterback. In the shotgun formation, he'll be receiving the snap at the 20-yard line. Since his man in motion lines up the tight end. Gilmore sends his back in motion, and looked like they were going to go for the option play there, but I think we've got some movement along the offensive line.
That's what it looked like. Somebody tried to get a jump on the snap count there.
And we've seen that option all night long. We've yet to see Gilmore pitch it. And indeed, it's going to be a false start on South Point. It's going to back him up. But we've seen that option play all night long, got a South Point, but Gilmore has kept it the entire time running out on the far side of the field. Haven't yet seen him pitch it. It'll be interesting to see if Northwestern pitches down on him and forces him to pitch the ball. So it's going to be now 2nd down and 14 now. Ball's going to be spotted at the 20-yard line. Once again, Gilmore in the shotgun formation. 2 receiver to his right, 1 to his left. Gilmore sends his man in motion. Gilmore rolls out to his right. Finds a man. He's got a man at the 30. Completed, and it's going to be across the 35 to the 37-yard line. Had a little curl route in the slot. That's number 11, Rion Jackson, the senior wide receiver on the reception.
Stallions did a good job. They rolled the pocket out to give Gilmore plenty of protection. He basically only had to look at one receiver. That was the primary receiver there on the curl, like you mentioned. Able to move the chains, keep the clock moving, and just keep picking away and keep Northwestern off the field.
South Point's done a good job of that all night, almost doubling the time of possession in their favor. Ball now at the 37-yard line. Gilmore joined back there by number 27. That's Devin Wary, the senior running back. Sends his tight end in motion, number 80, Ryan Hitkamp. Hitkamp goes out to receiver. Handoff goes to Wary. Wary across the 40 to about the 43-yard line. Good little 5-yard gain there for South Pointe on that play. And all night long, we see Northwestern step in the middle that time. Very good job by the offensive line blocking.
That's right. They had more men there at the point of attack, able to get almost 7 yards on that play off the line. Good job by the Hog Mollies up front, clear a line for the ball carrier.
And Wary, that's going to give him a little 31 yards rushing so far on the night. Again, Gilmore back in the shotgun. 2 tight ends on this play. Sends his man in motion. Handoff goes. No, he's going to keep it himself, and he's going to get across the 45, and it's going to be stopped right there. Only gained about 1 yard. He faked once again that end around with Raphael Ratliff. We've seen Ratliff carry the ball twice tonight so far. Gilmore again decides to keep it and only gains about 2 yards. So it's going to be 3rd down and 2 now. Ball at the 45-yard line. 5 minutes, 40 seconds remain here in the 3rd quarter. Big play here now for this Northwestern defense as they need to hold and get this ball back to their offense and their quarterback Wardley. Gilmore looking for signals from the coaching staff. He takes a snap, rolls out to his left. He's got plenty of time. Throws a man. He's got him out by the sidelines. And it's a good diving catch down there. And that's number 7, Charles Holmes, the senior wide receiver with the reception. 1st down, South Pointe as they cross midfield. And inside the 45 to about the 43-yard line.
Yeah, now we're able to see Gilmore's arm a little bit. We didn't get to see him showcase it that much in the first half. Only 5 pass attempts and only 1 completion. But he's been fairly accurate in the 2 passes we've seen on this possession.
And Charles Holmes with his 2nd reception of the night gets the South Pointe Stallions a 1st down. Ball is going to be spotted now at the 43-yard line. Trips to his right this time. Gilmore sends his man Ratliff in motion. Handoff goes. No, it's going to be an option play to Ratliff. Ratliff across the 40. He's to the 35. Near 1st down yardage, right around the 33-yard line. First time we've seen that out tonight, Justin.
That's right. No, an option pitch in this stadium after the Danny Ford Clemson team that seems so natural. Catch the ball running downhill and hit that sideline. Pick up another 1st down.
I'll tell you, that'll look right out of the Rich Rodriguez playbook. I'll tell you, lining up in a spread formation like that, sending a man in motion and doing a little bit of option. Seen a lot of that out of West Virginia in the past few years when Rich Rodriguez was there. It's going to be now 1st down and 10 for South Pointe. Once again, sends his tight end in motion. Trips to the right. Gilmore sends Ratliff in motion. And going to have a false start again on South Pointe.
It looked like the left guard there is trying to get a little advantage.
A lot of confusion there whenever you run a play like that because you know Gilmore's capable of taking the ball on the inside. And then Ratliff, we've seen tonight on options. We've seen him on the end arounds, been able to take the pitch as well. And, of course, you got number 27, Devin Wary, back there. So you got a triple threat back there in the backfield on those option plays, and just you have no idea where it's going.
Yeah, I mean, the option's really hard to defend because if you blitz inside, it's going outside and vice versa.
3-man front shown by Northwestern. Sends Ratliff in motion again. Ratliff, Gilmore's going to keep it, and he's going to get nowhere really. Northwestern stopped him on that play. Once again, the fake to Ratliff. That's really where they set up a lot of their offense is with that. It really makes those defenders force them to play assignment football at that point.
Right. You got to be a very, very well-disciplined and well-coached defense to defend the option properly.
Gilmore and South Pointe right now, they're facing 2nd down and 15. 4 minutes, 20 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Gilmore's joined by his buddy Devin Wary in the backfield. 2 receivers to his right. Gilmore takes a snap. Play action pass. He's got a man down open on the sidelines, and it's completed. And he hits Charles Holmes down there for a big gain of about 20 yards inside the 20. They're in the red zone at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, Gilmore's been, I believe, perfect on this drive. He's just been throwing it through a hole. Very, very accurate.
Gilmore's in the zone right there. He just had a little streak on the sidelines, and Holmes was wide open. And Gilmore hit his target right in stride. And 1st down South Pointe now as they got the ball at the 16-yard line.
Yeah, they've had so much success on the ground today. The play action is easily going to freeze the linebackers.
Ratliff again in motion. Handoff goes to Wary. Wary inside the 15 delivers a blow, but he's stopped right there. Gets to about the 13-yard line. Going to be about 2nd down and 7 now. Ratliff lowered the elbow there, but the Northwestern player took the hit and was able to stop him there for Only a gain of about 2 or 3 yards. South Pointe now just driving the ball. It's probably the best drive of the night we've seen from South Pointe. It's a lot of their plays, their 2 scores. Of course, we had a special team score, but their offensive scores have come off of a turnover and then a big run by Gilmore of 60 yards.
Yeah, they've looked very good on this possession.
Where he goes in motion. Gilmore now on the option. He's going to keep it himself inside the 10. He's to the 5, breaks a tackle, touchdown, South Pointe. That young man again showing his athletic ability. He went to the option, kept it himself, broke a tackle at the 10, broke it at the 5, and then he just walked into that one.
That's right, exceptional athletic ability. 6 more points, now 27-0. South Pointe with the advantage over Northwestern. Point after touchdown is pending here with a water bucket formation.
2 minutes and 57 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter, and Northwestern has dug themselves into a hole. As it's going to be lining up now to try to get 28 points now. And once again, he's been perfect tonight so far. And the snap is good, the kick is up, and it is good as well. So 2 minutes and 57 seconds left here in the 3rd quarter. Your score, the South Pointe Stallions, 28. The Northwestern Trojans, nothing. And I'll tell you, it was 28-7 the first time these 2 teams met this year. The Stallions have already matched that. Northwestern right now, they just need to have something good happen to them.
That's right, they just need to have some breaks go their way. I tell you, South Pointe just was extremely crisp, extremely sharp on that possession. They were very difficult to stop. Gilmore was perfect through the air. And of course, his strength of legs and his speed is always deadly. It was a lethal combination of backs out of the backfield in that drive. You can see why they're undefeated and haven't lost a game this year.
It's a big accomplishment whenever you go 14-0. Right now, the Stallions looking to go 15-0, and they're in a good position to do it right now. Not many teams ever get to go their senior season and go 15-0, and South Pointe's trying to do that right now. And Northwestern just up against a really good team right now, but Northwestern as well, a great team. Going to be lining up now for the kickoff. Ball's going to be swatted at the 40-yard line. Once again, as we've seen all night, Labors Adams is going to be your deep returner. He's going to be joined there by Patterson and Neely. As that South Pointe crowd is going crazy, waving them pom-poms in the air. The band down there having fun. Cheerleaders having fun, and the kick is going to be away. Once again, a great kick. Adams is going to take it at the 3. He's across to the 10. He's across the 15. He's got some room down there, and he's going to be right about the 20 as that room will stop very quickly.
Yeah, he looked like he had a little bit of daylight there as across the 15, but not able to get it up past the 20, and that's where the Trojans will take over again, this time on the right hash, right at the 20, their own 20-yard line.
It's a gain of about 17 yards there on the kickoff return. Adams, who had a 16-yard return earlier in the first half, the opening kickoff. So it's going to be first down and 10 for Northwestern on the 20-yard line. The Trojans need some offense, any offense. As it looked like they were going to get things going on that last drive. They were able to move the ball down the field a little bit, but let's see what they do here. 5-wide formation now for Worley.
Yeah, they really just need some kind of spark. Something good needs to happen for them.
Worley sends his man in motion. That's Patterson. Patterson goes back. Worley looks to drop, 2-step drop, throws one, and it's incomplete.
Looking for Neely on an error route. When you got man coverage, an error route's usually open because you got a linebacker defending a back, but not able to get the ball where Neely could get to it.
Yeah, just overthrew him a little bit there. Neely not able to get it, so it's going to be second down and 10 now for Northwestern. Northwestern again out here tonight in their traditional purple. That Northwestern purple, as a matter of fact. Purple, very familiar color here to Death Valley. 2 backs now with Worley. He's going to send both men out again in the 5-wide set. We've seen this a lot tonight. Worley takes a snap at his own 15. Drops back to pass, 3-step drop. Worley under pressure. He's going to be wrapped up and going to get no gain on the play there. I think that was a design running play, but he was forced out of the pocket, did what he had to do, and gets maybe a yard across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
That's right. He was flushed out of the pocket, trying to just do something positive for his team. He was able to get past the line of scrimmage up to the 21, bring up 3rd and 9.
South Pointe defense has been stout all night long. They haven't allowed too much on the ground or in the air tonight. Worley again, 2 backs, and once again he's going to send Neely to his left, and he's going to send Patterson to his right, and he's going to have 5-wide set. 3-man rush. Worley back to pass. He's got some time, but he's going to be in pressure here, and he throws one to the sidelines, completed down there, and that's going to be a first down for the Trojans.
good job. The receivers able to come back, realizing his quarterback was in trouble. Able to come back and try to get open right past the sticks. Good awareness by that young man to move the chains for this Northwestern team.
South Pointe came with a 3-man rush at that time, allowed them some time, but eventually they were able to close in that pocket. Worley did a nice job of staying composed and completing that pass at the sidelines. So it's going to be first down and 10 now at the 32-yard line for Northwestern. Worley drops back to pass. He's got a man down there on the fade and incomplete. Looking for a sophomore receiver, Robert Joseph.
Yeah, not able to, he needs to put a little more air under it if he's going to go with the fade route. The defender really had a better chance to get to the ball than the receiver there. A good effort, though, by the receiver to try to bring that ball in.
Yeah, Worley not able to complete the pass, so it's going to be second down and 10 now. As the sophomore receiver, once again, Joseph able to get the pass thrown to him. Seeing him cut a lot of action tonight. Trips to his left now. One lone setback. That's going to be Jared Neely. Sends his man in motion. Labors Adams. Worley takes a snap. 5-step drop. He looks over the middle. He's got a man. It's completed to Adams across the 45 to the 47-yard line, and that's going to be a first down for Northwestern.
All right, fresh set of downs for this offense. Finally got a little bit of spark going. Let's see if they can keep it up.
He sent Adams in motion, and that was the man he needed. Labors Adams, we've called his name all night long. Having a good game here in this state championship game. Ball's going to be spotted at the 46-yard line. Northwestern's moved the ball 26 yards on this drive so far. And 1 minute and 30 seconds remaining, and the clock is ticking. Worley nailed one lone setback. He sends Joseph in motion. Worley gonna give the ball off to Neely. Neely's gonna break a tackle or two and get across the 47 to about the 48-yard line. Gain of only about 2 there. He looked like he was gonna drop back for a pass and just gave him a draw play up the middle.
That's right. No, good old-fashioned sprint and draw, able to pick up 2 or 3 yards, get him that much closer to the chains.
And 5 wide set now going to be used by Northwestern. 3 receivers going to be to his left, 2 to the wide side of the field on the right. Worley sends his man Neely in motion. Trips to the right now. He's going to fake the screen pass. He's going to take the quarterback draw himself across the 50 to 45, and he's into South Pointe territory.
Very close to a first down.
It's inside the
Depending on the spot, and I think they're going to spot him short, Justin, by maybe a yard.
Yep, I believe you're right, Matt. It's going to be third and less than a yard. Right there at the 45-yard line.
Third down in the yard.
So third down and 1 now.
Good.
Northwestern has been a shotgun all night long. We did see one attempt at a power I formation on a 4th and 1, but due to a penalty, we didn't get to see him run out of it.
Wildcat formation.
Patterson is going to be your quarterback. They send Worley out at wideout. Patterson takes a snap. Neely gets the block. Patterson does a good job of breaking the initial tackle. They had him tackled for a loss of about 2. He stretches it out, and he loses about a half a yard on that play. Great job by South. They knew what was coming on that play.
Yeah, the Wildcat formation, even though it's provided a lot of spark for teams that utilize it, but kind of predictable as to where it's going unless you've seen somebody throw a route of it.
That is the end.
And that's going to be the end of the third quarter, man.
That's a very quick third quarter there. And we got 12 minutes of football left here in the Class 4A Division II series. And your score is the South Pointe Stallions 28, the Northwestern Trojans nothing.
South Pointe just 12 minutes away from going 15-0.
Yeah, and you got to be excited on that end. First play of the fourth quarter, and it's going to be a power on formation now as we're back here to action. 4th down and 1. Pitch goes to the tailback Neely. Neely's going to throw the ball. He's got a man wide open at the 30. He's down to the 20. He cuts loose to the 15. And a little out of the power out formation, a little trickeration as we see Jared Neely hit Julian Patton on the halfback pass. A gain of 30 yards. First down and 10 Northwestern.
What a great play. I tell you, I did not see that coming. When I saw the power out formation, I saw the pitch. I thought for sure it was a toss sweep good around the corner. Tailback able to hook up with the receiver. Great job. A little bit of tomfoolery to get him down the field.
Didn't see that one coming at all. Neely delivered a good pass. Patton wide open. And the ball's going to be spotted at the 18-yard line. Say where that says they got him down. As he sends Neely in motion now. Trips to the left. Worley takes the snap. He throws one over the middle, incomplete. He tried to hit number 11, Labors Adams, there on the slant pattern, but not able to do it. He had 2 South Pointe defenders right there at him.
Yeah, he was under heavy pressure, too. He was just trying to get rid of the ball. Good job not making a mistake, throwing it more errantly.
Yeah, that was good coverage down there, and I believe once again that was Brandon Hinton who had the big punt return off the block earlier in the third quarter that led to the 21st points for South Point. Once again, Worley going to be in the shotgun formation. He's got Neely back there with him. He's got two receivers to his right and two to his left. Worley takes a snap. He's moving for the swing pass. He's going to go into the end zone. He's got a man down there, and it's Joseph incomplete.
Joseph ran a post corner, had a step on his man, and the ball was there, just not quite able to execute it.
Once again, he goes to Robert Joseph, the sophomore wide receiver. He's looked for that target all night long. He faked the swing pass to Neely, and then went right for him to the post corner. Not able to get it, but it's going to be set up now. Third down and 10 now for South Point. I'm sorry, for Northwestern. And this is the big play. You need to pick up this down, and you got to figure they're in 4-down territory at this point.
Oh yeah, you're exactly right. No going back now. It's going to be 4-down territory.
Worley changed his play at the line. Worley takes a snap. He's got a man on the screen pass, incomplete. He looked for Labors Adams on the screen, not able to get it. It's going to be 4th down, and like I said, Jimmy Wallace has got to be going for it at this point.
Oh yeah, the screen pass is once again a good call against a speedy and aggressive defense. Not able to execute there. You know, when you let the lineman rush in, sometimes it opens the floodgates. You're not able to get an effective pass off, and that was the case there.
And Justin Worley now, so in the game so far, 12 of 28, 124 yards passing, 1 interception, no touchdown passes. He needs a big play right now. Neely is his home setback. 2 receivers to his right, 2 to his left. South Point comes with 3-man rush. He looks into the end zone. He's got a man down there, and he catches it. Touchdown for Northwestern.
That was a great play. It's a great catch.
And that is number 84. We've seen him all night long. Cordell Patterson, the senior wide receiver. He gets a touchdown pass. Nice pass by Worley. Good leaping catch into the end zone. And Northwestern, they're back in it.
Yeah, that was a heck of a catch. Be able to haul that one in, get on the board for the Trojans. And you know, with 11:14 left, they get a couple of breaks. They're back in this thing.
And the snap is good. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 11 minutes and 14 seconds left here in the ball game, your score: South Point 28, Northwestern 7. Good kick down there by Northwestern, and looks like that was number 8 down there. Sean Ferguson was the kicker, and the holder on that one was Devin Ray, number 14. So right now, as we look at it here, Justin, going into this 28-7, anything's possible at this point.
Oh yeah, very much so.
You can't give up. I've seen it before. I've seen a 28-0 lead in the fourth quarter get evaporated in the past in a playoff game between Chapin High School and Hillary High School in the past. An outstanding finish to that one. As Chapin was down 28 points and was able to tie that ball game up. So it can happen. I've seen it happen before. So they just got to have some breaks. Probably going to need some turnovers here. The interesting is South Point not lining up for an onside kick. I'm sorry, Northwestern not lining up for an onside kick, but South Point is expecting it. They got their guys up there in an onside formation.
They do. They got the hands team up there. You got one guy deep and one guy in the middle, and the other 9 are up in that first 10-yard receiving zone.
And here we go. Let's see what they do. And he's going to kick it on the ground. It's going to be bobbled around, but recovered. Just a little squib kick, and it's recovered down there by South Point at about the 35-yard line. Good job by South Point to get their hands team up there and field the kick, and I believe that was Harold White, the fullback, number 35.
Kicking team, 5-yard penalty, free kick.
And we have an approachment penalty now on the kicking team. It's going to be a 5-yard penalty, going to back up to the 35-yard line, and they'll re-kick it. With 11 minutes and 11 seconds left here in the season. South Point crowd across the way, they're into it, and the Northwestern crowd starting to get into it back again themselves. And it does appear as if they are going to try the onside kick as they've placed it here on the opposite end of the field from us. And the kicker is going to be number 8 down there. That's going to be Sean Ferguson. And here comes the kick. No, he's just going to pooch it in the air deep, and it's going to be fielded at the 25-yard line across to the 30. He's to the 35, breaks it to the 40, and right about the 41-yard line. Looked like they were going to go for the onside kick, but they decided to kick it.
They did. oddly, on the previous kick, it looked like they were going to kick it deep and ended up with the squib. And then on that play, they lined up in the onside formation and then kicked it deep. And they're going to pin their hopes, their defense, try to get this ball back. It's the only way they really have a chance to get back into it. Is the defense able to create some turnovers, get the ball back for them, at least a 3 and out.
A little bit of mind games down there for the on the special team side of things, as we see the South Pointe Stallions shaking hands in the fans.
Always good for the kids to be able to bond with the mascot.
And here we go. As handoff goes, and he's going to run to the outside. It's across the 45. He's to the 50. Breaks across to the 45, down to the 40. A big gainer there of down 20 yards. Number 3 down there for South Pointe. That's going to be Quentin Darby with a big run. The junior running back picks up a gain of 20. First down, South Pointe.
Explosive running by Darby. Able to hit the corner and hit full speed, started running downhill. And he's going to be tough to stop.
Yeah, and right now, I think South Pointe's probably going to be content to keep the ball on the ground and just run as much time off the clock as possible, as they're 10 minutes and 50 seconds away from the state title. Once again, Gilmore back into the shotgun formation. Hands the ball off to Darby. No, he's going to keep it himself. He's across the 40, dives to about the 36-yard line. Gain of 3 yards on the play. And Gilmore once again shows his feet. He faked the handoff to Darby, and he dove in there and gained about 2 or 3 extra yards off that dive. Second down and 7 now for South Pointe.
Yeah, you get like the mental toughness of him to just stretch forward and keep getting anything he can for his kid. Very aware of what's going on in the game.
2 receivers to his left. He's going to have 1 to his right. There's going to be a tight end in this formation. Sends his man in motion. Handoff goes once again to Darby. Darby across the 35, muscles his way to about the 33-yard line. A host of Northwestern defenders swarm around him, and it's going to be a gain of maybe about 3 yards. Set up a 3rd down and 5 right now.
Number 20 gets credit for the tackle.
And Darby once again shows an explosive power off taking that handoff. Gets down there to the 33. Third down and 4 now. 35. We'll see what they come up with now.
Just letting that clock drain off is the big thing. I think they've already run about 2 minutes off.
That's what it looks like they're content on doing. Once again, shotgun formation. Gilmore sends his man in motion once again. Handoff goes to Darby, and he is stopped in the backfield. A great play down there by number 16 for Northwestern. That's going to be Brandon Williams, the junior linebacker, with a loss of about 5 yards on that play. It's going to set up now 4th down and 9. And South Pointe's going to be forced to punt as the punting unit's coming on the field, and be interesting to see if Northwestern sets up the block here.
Yeah, they need to score. They need to score quick down 3 scores. Now under 9 minutes to go in the game.
And Landon Ard is going to be back to receive the punt on the other side of the 50. They'll be receiving it at the 58 as Patterson.
Neely and Patterson are deep.
Is back to receive the punt with Neely. And it looks like they're not going to come with the block. They're going to set up the receiver. And it's a high kick. Going to bounce at the 10. Going to take a South Pointe bounce inside the 5. Down to about the 2-yard line.
Wow, that's their second punt inside the 5 tonight. Earlier in the game, remember, they got pinned inside the 1, actually. So that's their second punt. That
Left. Northwestern looking for any momentum right now. That was killed right there as Willie throws the interception. And with 8 minutes and 21 seconds left, Stallions are up 28-7.
Now with the ball inside the Trojans' 20. That pretty much ended the hopes of a miracle right there. I mean, nothing's impossible, but probably close the door on any chance of Northwestern comeback there.
Well, they're going to need a turnover at this point if they have any chance of getting back into this ball game with 8 minutes and 21 seconds left. As once again, South Pointe in the red zone. Gilmore now barking out his orders to his receivers and his line. Gilmore's going to give the ball off to Darby. Darby's going to go inside the 20. He's going to muscle his way down to about the 16-yard line. Gain of about 2 yards. And it's going to set up down 2nd down as 8 as that clock keeps on ticking. That clock is South Pointe's friend right now. It's their best friend as they're 8 minutes and 6 seconds away from being the state champions of Class 4A Division II. And the ball is going to be spotted at the 17-yard line. It's gain of 2 yards by Darby. Gilmore once again in at quarterback, and the seniors just led his team downfield all night, done a fantastic job. Gilmore takes a snap. He's going to roll out to his right on the option. He's going to keep it himself. He's going to just dive forward for a gain of only about 1 yard. Right now, I believe South Pointe, they're just Coach Bobby Carroll is just telling these kids to hold on to that ball. Don't fumble it. Don't turn it over. Let's run some time off the clock. You're up by 21 points.
That's the big thing. Is just let the clock take its natural progression. Run on down to all zeros. Don't do anything that may give Northwestern another crack at this thing. Third and about 7 to go at the 15-yard line.
3rd and 7. And Gilmore's going to be taking the snap around his 20-yard line and shotgun formation. Gilmore takes the snap. He looks back to pass. He's got a man over the middle. It's going to be caught. Touchdown. South Point, number 7, Charles Holmes, the playmaker all night long for the Stallions, catches it, and that's going to make it 34-7 with 7 minutes and 2 seconds left with the extra point pending.
Caught the Trojans in man coverage. Holmes just made a little move there on the slant, able to get away from the defender there at the goal line. 6 more points for the South Point Stallions.
Charles Holmes with his 4th reception tonight. The kid's been the playmaker on the receiving end of things all night, been the main target of Stephon Gilmore as he throws his second touchdown pass of the night. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 7 minutes and 2 seconds left here, your score, South Point 35, Northwestern 7.
Northwestern here is going to play for pride here in the last 7 minutes. And let everybody know that there's no quitting those Northwestern Trojans.
Yeah, that's exactly what you got to do at this point. For the seniors on the field right now, you want to go out on a high note. You want to go out there and give it your all. This is your last 7 minutes of high school football that you'll play. And you're looking to the crowd right now. You got the fans at the South Point High School signs up. I see another guy with a big flag over there for South Point in the stands. These fans are excited. They're going to go home to Rock Hill tonight with the state championship. The coaches are excited. The players are excited. It's been a long trip all the way up here to the upstate for both teams. Both teams have played their heart out tonight, but the breaks have just gone South Point's way, Justin.
Yeah, they have. They were able to capitalize on the mistakes that Northwestern made. And Northwestern really just, other than a few plays here and there, not able to get a lot going on offense tonight. South Point's taking advantage of all that. Their defense played man up all night, just hard-nosed and out-toughed them on their way to a state championship.
South Point, them guys are jumping up and down. It's just such a great feeling to be that age and to be winning a football game. As here comes the kickoff. And once again, it's going to be a high, deep kick. Patterson looking to field it at his own 7. Patterson's going to get across to the 10, to the 15. And once again, he's going to be stopped right about the 20-yard line. A familiar sound that we've heard all night long. Is only once have they gotten across the 20 on a kickoff all night.
That's right, man. And be forced to start here with a 28-point deficit, under 7 minutes remaining in the game.
Well, this has just been a game started off the first quarter. Neither team scored any points in that first quarter, Justin. And it looked like we were going to have a defensive showdown, but very similar to the first time these two teams met. South Point won that first game 28-7, 35-7 at this point. He's going to remain the quarterback. He's going to be in the shotgun formation. It's going to be a sprint draw play. He's got his man across the 30, to the 35, to the 40. He breaks a tackle to the 45, drags a guy with him out to the 49-yard line. I'm going to tell you what, Justin. You're down by 28 points, but Neely, the tailback out there, number 6, he's not giving up. He pounded his way through that line.
That's right. They might as well be down by 1 instead of down by 28 in that kid's mind. He's playing tough. There's no quitting him, and I don't think there's any quitting this team.
Jared Neely, the longest run of the night, 29-yard gain. 1st and 10 for Northwestern as they're right at midfield in the middle of that big Tiger ball. Worley, play action pass. He's looking downfield. He's under pressure. He breaks a tackle. He's got another man coming for him. Finds Neely over in towards the sidelines, and he's going to catch it near the first down marker, right about the 41-yard line. That kid's not quitting. He's not ready for this season to end. Jared Neely, great job, and a great job by Worley, able to elude the pressure and find his man wide open.
2 good plays in a row by Neely. Very impressed by him those last 2 plays. One's a tough catch and one a great run, dragging defenders for extra yardage.
As we had an injured player down there for South Point. That's number 25, Catron Peoples.
Leaving the field under his own power, so hopefully all will be well for that young man.
Maybe just a little bit of a cramp. It looked like he was stretching out the calf muscle down there while he was down. Everything should be okay. Good to see. We haven't seen any serious injuries tonight, Justin. Everything's been pretty clean on both sides of the field.
That's right. We had one unsportsmanlike penalty, but I think that was more of a sideline violation.
And 2nd down and 1 now for Northwestern. Shotgun formation again for Worley. Worley takes a snap. He drops back. He has his man, Neely, once again. Neely eludes a tackler at the 35, down to the 30, and down about the 28-yard line. As, if anything, they're padding a little bit of stats right now. And Neely does a great job there. He eluded his tackler, did a little juke move on him at the 35-yard line, and able to give him an extra 7 yards. And first down and 10 for Northwestern. This team, they're hurrying up, trying to get some points here. And, hey, you never know.
Yeah, South Pointe's dropping back, playing safe, trying not to give up the home run ball, but Neely's making him pay for it by just scurrying through, being a little scat back there in the underneath routes.
We're going to have trips to the left-hand side of the field. Neely's going to be your lone setback once again. Worley barking out his signals. Takes a snap at his 32. Three-step drop. He's under pressure once again. Neely eludes the guy, and it's nearly intercepted. Number 24 down there. Pete Roseborough nearly intercepted that pass. Not sure who he was going to on that play. Batted away at about the 25-yard line.
Yeah, tough. Worley's trying to make something happen again. You really can't make, won't make a death-killing mistake here at this point in the game, but not a good pass there.
5 wide now for Northwestern. Second down and 10. Ball's at the 28. 5:15 remains. Sends Neely in motion to his left. Neely goes in and wide out. Drops back, fakes the screen to Neely. He's going to keep it on his own. Worley down to the 20. Picks up 8 yards. Third down and 2. The clock continues to tick. We're inside of 5 minutes. Good job there. Fakes the pass to Neely, who's been his main target on this drive. Keeps it himself and picks up 8.
Worley and Neely and the linemen are still playing well. They opened up a huge hole there again. Like I said, you can't say enough about the kids, being down 28 points. They're not quitting for this Northwestern team. A lot to be said for that.
And once again, we're going to see a 5-wide formation now. Receiver's going to be to the right, but no, he's going to send Neely in it and motion once again to the left. Worley takes the pass. He's going to drop back. He's under pressure. He finds a man down there off the top of his helmet, I believe. That was number 12. Down there on the sidelines that he tried to hit. That was Julian Patton on the curl pattern. Couldn't quite get him. And it's going to set up now a 4th down and 2.
Yeah, 4th and 2, right at the 20-yard line there on the right hash, moving in towards the hill.
As number 61, that is Robert Koger, is replaced out there on the offensive line by Clayton Geiger. As once again, we're going to be in the 5-wide formation. Worley's going to take it out of the shotgun. Right back at his own 25. Again, he sends Neely in motion. We've seen this plenty of times this drive. Worley drops back. He's going to take it on his own. He's going to pick up first down yards across the 15. He's near the 10-yard line, and he's stopped right there. Going to get it at the 11. A pickup of about 9, and a first down for Northwestern.
Yeah, good play again by Worley. Scurrying around, getting what he can.
Worley does a good job. Once again, we see him fake that screen pass to Neely, and the defense concentrating on Neely as well they should, and Worley able to pick up a gain of about 8.
Yeah. Ball spotted outside the 10, so they actually can get a first down before getting a touchdown.
5 wide again. This time he sends Neely to the right-hand side of the field at the 5 wide. Drops back, 2-step drop. He's looking downfield. He's got a man open, and it's going to be caught into the end zone. Touchdown, Trojan. As he hit number 12, Julian Patton down there. An excellent pattern, and the Trojans are on the board once again, cutting the Stallion lead to 21, 35-13, extra point pending.
That's right. Just under 4 minutes remaining in this game. A couple onside kicks, you don't know, but it'll be a 21-point deficit, with a kick pending here. 4 minutes to go for the Trojans this season. Everybody congratulating Patton on his touchdown catch. At least the kid can always say he caught a touchdown pass in the state title game of senior year.
Just a great job. Here's the kick. And the snap is good. The kick is up, and it is good as well as it goes deep onto that hill. With 3 minutes and 53 seconds left here in the ball game. Your score now, the South Pointe Stallions 35, the Northwestern Trojans 14. And now as we have 3 minutes and 53 seconds left in this ball game, I'm going to tell you the city of Rock Hill should be very proud of its 2 programs tonight. Both teams have come out, represented that city very well, played hard all night long in these cold conditions, temperatures in the 40s, and just both teams played their hearts out tonight. Congratulations to all these players.
Yeah, I can't disagree with you there, Matt. The city of Rock Hill, South Carolina, very well represented by these young men. Played a very clean game, hard-fought game. Very good game, actually. Just a couple big plays going South Pointe's way. As you can see the Northwestern band there. They still got a lot of spirit.
They sure do. I hear them over there playing the fight song, which sounds very familiar to you Big Ten fans out there. Ohio State's fight song, I do believe. And Northwestern band having a good time down there. The cheerleaders waving their gold pom-poms, dressed, they're all purple. Quite an experience as the state title game championship weekend returns to Death Valley for the first time in many, many years. Usually held at Williams-Brice Stadium in Columbia. Onside kick, and it takes a bounce, and it's going to be in the air. It's going to be fielded down there, and South Pointe's going to get it. As number 80, that's going to be number 80, Brian Heatkamp.
Double flag.
And Heatkamp does receive it, but is there a flag on the play, Justin?
I'm not sure. It looked like there was one. Looks like they were lining up for a re-kick. Not really sure what's going on.
Maybe an inadvertent whistle. I think they said no flag down there, so I think we are going to line it up. Heatkamp, the tight end, we've seen him use going out in motion plenty tonight, and he gets a big recovery for his team there, but it's not really going to matter. You're going to have to re-kick it.
That's what it looks like. If there's an inadvertent whistle, then regardless of whatever happened, they have to replay the down.
I thought I heard a whistle there on the kickoff. We'll see what happens. The officials are meeting right around the 50 to decide on it. And there's a flag. And delay of game penalty.
That's what the signal is.
Dead ball. Delay from the kicking team. Kicking before the ready for play signal.
So the kick took place before the officials had given the kicker the ready for play signal.
Really, that's a break for Northwestern. It would have been South Pointe ball, but instead they get to re-kick it, try again for the onside kick. So
one of those rare times when a penalty against you is a good thing.
Yeah, you don't see that happen too often. But the ball, he's actually going to be kicking it at about the 34-yard line. That's where he's going to spot it instead of the 35. Get a little bit better of an angle on it. And here goes the kick. It takes a bounce, and it's going to be close. I think Northwestern got it, Justin.
Hey, it does look that way, Matt. That's exactly what and indeed they do.
It took a friendly bounce, and Northwestern able to recover the onside kick. They're still scrambling for it down there, but the officials already signaled it, and Northwestern does indeed have the ball as number 5 comes down with it for Northwestern. LaCarrie Dickerson, the senior defensive back, makes a big play for his Trojan team, and Northwestern's going to get the ball back. 3 minutes, 48 seconds left. I told you, anything can happen.
That's right.
And they're going to try to do it right now.
Still need to strike very quickly, though. They're going to need to score 3 more touchdowns in 3 minutes.
As Worley, once again, is going to be your quarterback on this play. Ball's going to be spotted at the 44. Worley into 5 wide, drops back, screen pass. And he's going to be stopped right there. South Pointe not going to have any bit of it. As number 34 down there, that's Harold White. Harold White read that screen pass perfectly.
Yeah, the Trojans have tried that middle screen at least 3 times tonight. I don't think they've had a lot of success with it. South Pointe's been on top of that one.
Again, 5 wide formation, 2nd down and 11. The Trojans do have 3 timeouts remaining. Drops back to pass. Can't find a man open. He's going to have to scramble around. He's under pressure. Throws one, and it's completed.
Well, it looks like it.
Completed down there. He found his target. That's number 11, and that is going to be Adams once again. We've called Adams' name a lot tonight. Labors Adams, the senior wide receiver. 1st down for Northwestern. Ball's going to be spotted at the 44-yard line now. It's there in South Pointe territory. 3 minutes, 8 seconds left here in the ball game. Northwestern in hurry-up mode. Worley, your running back, your quarterback. Neely, your running back. Worley takes the snap, throws one to the sideline. He's got his man down there, and he is stuck. Nothing at all down there. Number 23, Brandon Hinton, stayed in place and made a good tackle.
Yeah, so they're actually going to lose a yard. Receiver unable to get out of bounds. Not a very good play for Northwestern there. Nothing positive happened for them.
And the clock will stop whenever they do get out of bounds or on 1st down yardage. So South Pointe right now, that's what they need to do. As I'm sure South Pointe knows that they need to stop that out of bounds pass. Worley drops back to pass. He's got a man down there, and it's going to be caught right about the 30-yard line. He rocketed that ball down there. He hit Patterson.
He threw it on a rope. Good job threading the needle there by Worley. Getting to Patterson, it's going to move the sticks, and as you mentioned, that will stop the clock temporarily while they move the chains.
Great job by Worley. Stops the clock. 2 minutes, 17 seconds left here in the ball game. Their official gives the signal. The clock continues to run. And Worley calling out his signals now. After this play, will be under 2 minutes. Worley takes a snap at his own 35. Drops back to pass. He's looking. He can't find the man. He scrambles out to his left. Finds a man down there near the sidelines. Not able to get out of bounds. But it's going to be near first down yardage.
We got an altercation going on. Along about the original line of scrimmage, I see a flag. Luckily, the cooler heads are kind of separating the culprits there.
Yeah, and you can't have that if you're on defense right now. You've got to know you're up. You can't afford to have a penalty like that. And I believe it is going to be on South Point. Another flag has been thrown. That's 2 flags down there. Both more than likely the other sportsmanlike. And we're going to see it. We'll see what happens here. Probably going to be 15-yard penalties against South Point, and with 1 minute and 54 seconds left, you didn't need that. He didn't get out of bounds. And this just gives Northwestern a chance to not only get additional yardage, but also it stops the clock for them to get the play in. Let's see what the official call is going to be.
Not really sure. I know there's at least one unsportsmanlike penalty that's going to be against South Point. Not sure what exactly. I guess we're about to get an explanation from the referee.
A lot of times whenever you see rivals play like this, emotions do get high, tempers do get flared.
After the play, dead ball, unsportsmanlike, number 54, he's been ejected.
We have an ejection out there. They called the play on Northwestern, actually. They're going to give the unsportsmanlike penalty. I thought it was going to be on South Point.
Well, I think the
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike, South Point bench, 50 yards.
So we have an ejection of a Northwestern player, and then we have an unsportsmanlike against the South Point bench, which must have been a player or a coach said something inappropriate to draw the flag, and that's still going to give Northwestern
offsetting penalties.
Second on the yard at the 20.
Offsetting penalties, so it's going to be 2nd and 1. The clock is moving. 1 minute, 40 seconds left. Worley takes a snap. Worley drops back. He looks for Neely. No, he's got a man open. Intercepted. And it's going to be returned to the 10. He's across near the 15. He's going to get across the 15 to the 20, to the 21, about up to the 23-yard line. 1 minute, 25 seconds left. The interception down there once again. That's number 6, Justin. That's Mike Gaither once again making a big play for South Point, and that's probably going to do it with 1 minute, 25 seconds left.
Oh yeah, we'll just we might see a handoff or something, but I'm pretty sure we might just see some kneels, quarterback kneeling the ball, let the clock move. Kind of hate to see a little altercation like that, see a kid get ejected out of a state championship game, but you know, tempers flare and emotions run hot in these rivalry games, especially when the rivalry game is deciding a state championship.
Yeah, anytime in the playoffs like this, you know it's going to be your last game. There's a lot of emotions there, a lot of sad emotions, a lot of angry emotions a lot of times with these high school kids, and that's going to happen. But it's going to be now 1st down and 10 now for South Point. Handoff's going to go to the running back, and he's going to go across the 30. He's to the 35, to the 40, to the 45, to the 50. He's down to the 45, down to the 40-yard line into Northwestern territory. Big run down there by number 35 for South Point. That's going to be C.C. Jones, this junior running back. We haven't seen him carry the ball all night long, but when he does carry the ball, he picks up a big gainer. And just an outstanding run. He broke a couple tackles and powered his way across the midfield.
That's right. It wasn't anything fancy. He ran off tackle, and guys couldn't bring him down, so he kept running. Good job by that young man.
And it's going to be 1st down and 10 now for South Point, as they have switched quarterbacks. It's going to be a pass down here to number 80. That's across down to about the inside of the 30-yard line. That's the tight end, Ryan Heitkamp. And Heitkamp with the reception inside of the 30-yard line to about the 29. And they're getting some younger players, a little bit of playing time down here. Gilmore has been taken out of the game. And they got a new quarterback in there. As soon as I get that number, I'll give that to you.
Yeah, it's going to mean a lot for these younger players in case South Point didn't make it to this point again next year to say they were able to get on the field in the state championship game.
And once again, the ball's going to be screaming at the 28-yard line. We're down to 30 seconds left into the game.
Looks like the head coach of South Pointe just got the old Gatorade bath.
And I'm sure that's a cold bath tonight.
Yeah.
And this is going to let the clock tick down a little bit. And the players.
That's going to do it.
And it is going to be the and in the quarterback right now is going to be Scott Avias Fuel. Scott Avias Fuel, a junior wide receiver in at quarterback. Getting a little bit of playing time right now. I'm sorry. And right now with 34 seconds left into the game, it looks like South Pointe's just going to run the clock out here on this play. As it's going to be a low snap. Handoff's going to go to the running back. That's number 35 down there. Once again, C.C. Jones. Jones gets the handoff, and that's going to be the last play of the ball game, folks. And South Pointe is going to be your Class 4A Division II state champions. As the teams are going to meet here at midfield. The South Pointe Stallions are jumping up and down in Jordan. And these guys, they played their hearts out tonight. Congratulations to South Pointe. And congratulations to Northwestern as well. They played their hearts out tonight. They didn't give up. South Pointe will go 15-0. And Northwestern will finish the season at 13-2.
With both losses to South Pointe out.
Indeed. South Pointe was the only team that could stop them this year. And just a great game by both teams. As the final score is 35-14, South Pointe. And the award ceremony will be coming up soon after this broadcast. We'll invite you to stay tuned for that. And Justin, I'll tell you, the first quarter, it looked like we were going to have a defensive matchup. It looked like a score of 0-0. It looked like we were going to have a final, possibly in the teens.
Right.
But South Pointe, Stephon Gilmore was able to go ahead and put this team ahead and come away with the victory. And folks, that's it. That's going to be it for us. Broadcasting the game. Your final score, 35-14. I'm Matt Barber, and this is Justin Cannon saying good night.
Good night, everybody.
Pointe State Farm agents congratulate both Northwestern and South Pointe for their winning efforts. And now we go to the state champions in the first effort at this high endeavor. Presenting the awards will be Dr. Lynn Moody, Superintendent. Executive Director of the South Carolina High School League, the state championship trophy, Division II, Class 4A, the Stallions of South Pointe. Congratulations, gentlemen, on a superb season. Congratulations to Coach Carroll, his staff, and all of the supporters of South Pointe. Again, thank you for your attendance. Remember, the first game tomorrow will be at noon. That'll be the contest coming up in Class 2A, and that will be pairing at 12 o'clock, Central and Dillon. Other games at 3 between Burns and Sumter and Chester and Myrtle Beach. So the third state champion for this year has been determined. In Class A, Scotts Branch and Chesterfield joining South Pointe as the #1 team in the state of South Carolina. On your way home, please drive carefully. This is Jim C. Thanks for being with us.